offspring, which is awesome. And we got some different things that we're going to discuss. Obviously, one of the things we're going to discuss is the Panthers because they are unbelievable. They are going back to the Stanley Cup for the third season in a row. And they are also facing the team they played last year, Edmonton Oilers. And we're going to try to get Dom tickets. If not, we'll maybe just let him drive to the parking lot. I'll talk about an interesting evening I had last night. Had dinner with a good friend. Not going to mention his name, but he had a couple of good lines, so I'm going to repeat his lines. We'll get into that. We got Andy Quinn. Franny will be back with us sooner than later, which is always good. But a lot going on. Got a big weekend with iHeart. I did get an email today from management because I guess next week there's going to be a couple big people here. And they said, Greek, you got to behave.
Good to know.
And you got to, stay in your lane and, no problems.
Make sure everything is clean, nice.
Well, everything's clean and nice when it's around me. I mean, anything I'm around, it's clean and nice. I can't be accountable for anybody else in the building or anybody else. Our studios always looks amazing, and my office is good. So they just said to me, just Greek, be on your P's and Q's next week. And they go, we also want to give you a heads up so we don't have any problems like we've had in the past with you saying stuff to people. And I never said anything to anybody, just people would challenge me and ask me who I was. And on our building, we've talked about it. If I don't know who you are and you come in the hall and you're like, who are you? I say back to you, who are you? What am I going to say? So, management sent me that email today. And then they said, and also Greek want to give you a gift card for being such a good employee. And this is like a little bit of a bribery to just so I can be quiet. So I'll be cool. Dom, how are you, buddy? What is going on a Thursday?
What's going on, G-Man? You know what's going on?
What's going on?
Go Panthers.
Panthers, yeah. They were losing last night 2-0. I was at Strike Cigar Lounge hanging out. I had the pleasure of hanging out with a couple of my good friends, and obviously Ronnie, the owner, who wants us back again next year for Greek Gridiron. But I told him, let me think about it. Ronnie, if you listen, I love you. But yeah, again, Panthers down 2-0. People were a little bit quiet, and then bang, bang, they scored those goals.
2 goals in 30 seconds again.
Yeah, unbelievable. And then they were leading 4-3, and then I believe they got an empty netter at the end. And they got that, so they ended up winning 5-3. I've said it all week. If you're a Panther fan, you should really be excited because this is something that doesn't happen in sports when you're, a fan of a team that 3 times they're going to the finals, whatever it is, whether it's the World Series, NBA Finals, Stanley Cup, Super Bowl. Enjoy it as a fan. You really should. And a lot of experts and a lot of people I know are like, oh, the Panthers this year, they're not going to be good, yada, yada. Well, you know what? They are good. They're one of the best teams in hockey, obviously. They're back in the Eastern Conference. I mean, they were back in the Eastern Conference, obviously, and they ended up winning again. So now they're waiting for their opponent. We'll find out tonight, Edmonton and the Stars. I think Edmonton beats the Stars tonight. So it might be the same exact Stanley Cup as last year. I know a lot of the media from Florida is not happy about it because it's like an 8-hour flight and they can't get like direct flights. I heard that on a couple of radio stations this morning down in Miami. I said, fly private. That's what you do. Tell your boss you want to fly private. But yeah, excited for the Panther fans and all the excitement. And we're so excited to be with them and be one of our partners. And just, they've had great success since they've been on real radio. I'm just saying that. But no, it's great. And I know the Panthers are very excited. All their fans should be. Great job by the front office. They've done great jobs. The GM, the coach, the players, everybody. And last night was that night where, they were down 2-0 and everybody was really like, surprised. And, oh, God, we're going to have to go back to Florida. But they turned them on and bang, bang, bang. They did what they had to do. So hats off to the Panthers. Don't forget, we'll have the Stanley Cup all the time. I know, Dom, you got some highlights. We'll play through the course of the show and let you guys hear some of the big moments last night that ended up happening in the big game. And the Panthers, again, advanced for the 3rd time in a row, which is amazing. Maybe this year to work on a better parade if we win it all. Last year's parade was okay, but I think it should be a little bit bigger, especially if they go back to back. I've seen T-shirts already out. A lot of memes that are out. There was a Matt Damon meme going around about the Eastern Conference, and it's when he was in one of his movies, and he says, this is so damn easy. I don't think it's that easy for them, but it was a great, great season for them, and they're back in the Stanley Cup. June 1st will be here before you know it. June 1st is National Donut Day. Doesn't mean you have to have a donut, but it is the day. Tuesday, National Rocky Road Day. Is that the ice cream? Or just
I think so.
Or is that your life? Your life like a rocky road. June 3rd, you have to have sex twice. It's National Repeat Day or play roulette twice. June 4th, Cheese Day. Also, it's National Hug Your Cat. If you don't have a cat, well, you can hug anything you want. And June 5th is National Gingerbread Day and also National Moonshine Day. Somebody texted me all the days of June. I said, I don't know why you're texting me this. What does this mean? But I said, I will read it on the air. And June 13th, I thought was your day, but then I looked at it closely and I realized it's not. It's National Weed and Your Garden Day. But when I saw weed, I was like, oh, my God, he's taking off. Because it's 420. We know that. Ice cream soda. When's the last time you've had have you ever had an ice cream soda?
Yeah, like when I was young.
Yeah.
I wasn't a big fan.
Yeah, I don't know. That was one thing that I wasn't really into, too. I had one, actually, when I was a kid, where they filmed The Last Sopranos.
Really?
In Jersey, yeah. I remember that, and I went there a couple times. That was like a big ice cream place. My father's brother lived around the corner from there. And once in a while, we would go there and check it out. 877-927-6969. That is the number to call. Are you jacked up about the Panthers? What do you think? And what do you think they could do? Can they win the Stanley Cup? Will they end up winning the Cup and going back-to-back, which would be amazing? Those tickets are going to be expensive.
Woo-wee.
Yeah, I mean, not as bad as Nick tickets Game 5.
No.
So Ben Stiller was not happy about our boy calling him out the other day. If you missed it, and when he did it too, I was a little surprised, that Pat did that. But he called him out. He called out Ben Stiller, Spike Lee, and Timothy. And
I think he just called them out because they were the traveling Knick fans that they're usually on the floor at the Garden and they're there.
And he was like, let's give him an earload back and all this, and they didn't think it was good. Again, maybe some people didn't recognize them or see them. You got to watch fans. We seen the whole problem last week with Brian Windhorst of ESPN when he was leaving the Garden. He talked about that himself, and he said it was a very scary situation. If you didn't see it, he's a reporter for the Four Letter Network, and he picked the Celtics to win and over the Knicks. And when he left the Garden that night, a lot of people were getting in his face and saying stuff to him. I was surprised that he ended up going without any security or anything like that. But it was 12:25. He said today or yesterday it wasn't really so much Knicks fans. There was a lot of hoodlums and young people who were just out of control. And also he said they were grabbing him and pushed him a little, grabbed his clothes and stuff like that. But he said it was a scary situation. So going forward, tonight, I'm sure he's going to be at the Garden for Game 5. Do you think he leaves alone, Don? Or do you think no?
Yeah, I think he leaves it alone.
You think so? I would think he's going to either get an escort or have some security here. I don't know. He should be parking under the Garden.
He should have a car, town car underneath.
Yeah.
Drive him out the garage.
Yeah, so he did say it was a scary situation on a podcast yesterday. But it was a little late. It was 12:25. And they always tell you after 10 o'clock and between 12 and 2, nothing good happens. So he's got to be careful. But he said it was a little scary. There was another video that was released and showed it. And again, nobody was pushing him, but they were grabbing him a little. And you can see his face. He was a little bit like, what the hell's going on here? Which isn't a good thing. You don't ever want to be in that position. But the Four Letter Network, I mean, you guys got millions. Get the guy freaking security or get him a town car. In front of the Garden. That was also the night that the Knicks ended up clinching. So the fans were really going crazy. Tonight will be one of those nights that if the Knicks lose and their season's over, the fans aren't going to be happy either.
Oh, no.
No.
They'll still be out there. They won't be happy, though.
No. And so you got to really watch it tonight. Or maybe he should just pick the Knicks tonight. Pick the Knicks today. The Knicks are laying 4 tonight, and Indiana do not understand that at all. I don't understand that line. I'm not getting off the Pacers. I'll take the 4 all day long. And I think the Pacers might even win. We'll see what happens. Brunson over 30 points. That's easy. I mean, there's no problem with that. That just put in. It's 30.5 right now. That's coming in. That's like me wearing Armani. That's happening. So I would just bang on that. Tonight at Burt Max's, they got a cigar night. And if you come up to me and say, go Pacers, first person that does, I'll give you a $100 gift card to Burt Max's.
Wow.
So I will be there tonight at some point. And I know it starts at 6, Budo's on, but it's a cigar night that they have every quarter. And that's going to be with this also, this Japanese liquor, excuse me, that's going to be there also.
Whiskey, right?
Whiskey, yeah. I'll try to get you some. And you'll find me probably by the girl because she's got a great ass. But if you come up to me and say, go Pacers, Greek, first person's getting a $100 gift card to Burt and Max's.
That's cool.
And the Delray Marketplace. I got 3 stops tonight. So Delray, that's going to be my first one. Then I got a couple more. But yeah, so we'll see what happens tonight with the Knicks and Pacer game. The Knicks lose, it is going to suck because it's good that the Knicks are in our playoffs. I mean, the excitement of the Garden and the New Yorkers and all that down here. But I mean, to be at the end of the money train.
People travel to go to a final game.
Yeah.
I don't see many people traveling to Oklahoma City. I don't see many people traveling to Indiana to want to go. If it was in New York, I could see people going. If it was in LA, people would go. If it was in,
Well, it's going to be a weird final because, again, it's 2 small markets. That's all. And, I mean, you're saying the narrative that everybody's saying. Nobody's going to watch. It's going to be quiet.
I think people will watch. I just don't think people will attend as much.
Well, both cities don't need anybody because they sell it all the time. It's not like they need fans. They'll get their tons of media people, which they'll have, and obviously in all aspects, whether it's radio, TV, you'll get a lot of them. But the stars, as far as it's going to be the 2 of them. Alexander, obviously, we got the MVP, and Holbert for Indiana, who's going to get the MVP if they win. And that'll be the matchup. I mean, and that's what people will be talking about. But no, I see your point. No, it's not like when South Beach, when the Heat were in there, the whole world came down.
Yeah, exactly.
It's Miami. I mean, people love it. New York, LA, all the big. It's not a big market, even when the Warriors are out there. But we'll see what happens. I'm sure the ratings are going to be down. I anticipate that. Everybody's talking about it so much. So, but these are probably going to be, if Indiana wins tonight, the 2 best teams.
Yep.
And the Oklahoma City, man, I don't think anybody's beaten them. I said it 3 months ago. I got a ticket on them 7-1 a while ago. And they had 4 in the playoffs. They've won 12 games, but 3 of the games they won by 30 or more points against good competition.
They have 1 blowout loss too.
Yeah. And that was it.
Yep.
I mean, they and Alexander. What I didn't know about Alexander last night, and actually some girl was telling me about this. She's a big fan of Oklahoma City. She always was. And he bought them Rolexes last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he did it again this year. And they also picked out their Rolexes, which is really nice. Because when somebody gives you a gift, it's great in any capacity. But if they let you pick it out, I mean, that's big. Mm-hmm. Now, if you wanted some bling on it, I don't know if you got to play extra. Like, give me diamonds. But yeah, that's really nice that he did that. And he's a good guy. He really is. He's likable. He, again, not a huge star in the beginning. Really developed into a huge star the last couple of years. Was drafted by the Clippers. And he's got a little son. His wife was there. I'm very happy for him. And he's very humble. His signed autographed jersey is worth $40,000.
Wow.
Is signed. And a little while ago, he was at a game, and a kid came up to him, a little kid, and said, "Could you sign my jersey?" And he had the jersey actually signed, and he gave it to the kid. So he gave the kid a jersey and a signed jersey, which is nice. That's unbelievable, it really is, that he did that. And all accounts of him is that he's a good kid all around. So I've been rooting for Oklahoma City all year, and it wasn't hard to do because they are good. They won 68 games. They covered a lot. And I think they'll be in the finals. Obviously, they're there, and they'll win. I don't see Indiana beat. It'll be good. It'll be a good series. Knicks, they destroy. I mean, forget about it. They do. Because the Knicks just don't have it. They beat the Knicks 3 times this year. But we'll see what happens tonight with the Knicks and Pacers. I am going to be, but it's the Garden tonight. Last night that you can watch it probably. I don't know if the Knicks win tonight. And if they go back to Indiana, if they can win another one, it's going to be tough. It's one game at a time, obviously. But today in the Penthouse, we do have a chance for you to win 2 gift cards. 1 gift card, and tickets to Offspring. 11:45 is New York Prime, $125. Greek Casino, and then 12:45 is Offspring. That is a concert that's going to be July 11th, I believe.
Yep, at the I Think Amphitheater.
July 11th. Hats off to the Panthers again, who won last night. Yankees, who stayed under.
You want to talk? Let's save that to the next break.
Hats off to the Yankees. And I got up this morning about 4:45, and I knew the Yankees score late, but not final. And I said, should I start my day off on a good note or a bad note? So I said, let me go do my push-ups first and put the ice packs on my face and, do my little like yoga. And then I looked for the Yankees score and I saw they won 1-0. I went, yeah, Yanks, way to be, babe. It is the Greek. It is Dominic. Again, if you've maybe you're down here for the first time or a while, Franny's out. She talked about it yesterday. She got injured, but she'll be back sooner than later.
Yep, she broke her arm. She's just going through, rehab and stuff.
Yeah, it's a long road. It really is.
Recovery.
But she looked great yesterday, sounded great. She'll be back with us sooner than later. We've been nice enough to get Andy Quinn to jump in. A couple of my other friends in the Greek organization have called in. So it's been good.
You can listen to her on the podcast.
Yeah.
Yesterday's episode.
Yeah.
First hour.
And what is it called, yesterday's podcast?
Franny's back.
Oh, that's what it's called?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Franny's back. So it's pretty simple for you guys. That's what it's all about. Tonight is going to be a crazy night, like I said, out and about. Burnt Max's tonight, cigar event. I'm going there pro bono. Going to show up. But if you come up to me and say Pacers, I will give you a $100 gift card to Burnt Max's that you can enjoy and have fun with. And use it tonight. If you want to use it tonight, maybe you can use it tonight. I do like their coffee ice cream. So we'll end up maybe getting some coffee ice cream. But their cigar event is quarterly. Tonight it is going on at 6 o'clock it starts. So if you want to get out there at 6 o'clock, get over to Burnt Max's. You'll have a good time. The patio's so nice. The food's great. And they got a fire pit, so everything's cool. You'll have a perfect night. I'm the Greek. And this is Real Radio 921-1017. Always appreciate you guys tuning in. Dominic's in the house. We do have our buddy Evan calling. I think he's got an event this Saturday night. We'll also find out if he got Madison's number.
Ooh.
That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
The rest of stuff. Like,
I should ask him off the phone. Hey, you got her number so we can call in? We can call her up, see how she's doing.
Hey, Madison, what's going on? I did hear from Heather.
That's
also.
a good way of getting a number for you, G-Man.
Yeah.
So,
I did talk to Heather. She's in Orlando. Actually, she might stop down here this weekend. So we got a lot going on. We'll try to make a run down to Gulfstream, do a couple other things. But what is going on for us in the Treasure Coast?
I was going to say, G-Man, you can meet Heather in Stewart at the Treasure Coast Songwriters Festival. Great place, great concerts.
Oh, I know. It's
going
very
on all weekend, Thursday to Sunday. It's absolutely free, and it's at the Pirates Cove, and it's also at the Pearl in Stewart.
All right. Well, we'll give you more heads up about it later today. That starts today, 5 o'clock, right?
Yep.
All right. So that starts today, 5 o'clock. We got a lot going on. It is the Penthouse on a Thursday. We'll be back in a few minutes. Peace.
Real Radio is the news junkie.
I'm down to share my body with science, and you could play around with my body after I die, poke me with a stick or whatever. I don't mind.
Ooh, I just heard from science. They said no go, dog.
It's a no from science?
The News Junkie. Weekday afternoons at 3 on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
The city.
Las Vegas.
Vegas, make some noise!
The event.
Our legendary iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Presented by Capital One.
Live. Welcome. One stage.
2 nights. The biggest stars in music return this September.
To make history.
The world's biggest artists are taking this stage.
Stream live only on Hulu.
I said, woo!
Listen right here as the star-studded lineup is revealed.
Tuesday morning.
At 8.
The iHeart Sports Reports, sponsored by Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather Injury Lawyers.
Let's see what's up with traffic on Real Radio.
From the Gordon Partners Traffic Center. Have you been injured in a motor vehicle accident? Call 561-333-3333 or go to fortheinjured.com.
A decent drive along your expressways this morning. 95, the Turnpike, currently accident-free. We do have emergency vehicles. Southern Boulevard westbound on Military Trail, the off-ramp currently closed there. Also looking at construction point to Beach Boulevard westbound on Hagen Ranch Road, the right lane is blocked. That's traffic. I'm Ricky Rousseau.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's. Big news, bacon lovers. Wendy's Son of Baconator is only $3 for a limited time. For just $3, you get crispy, crunchy apple smoked bacon, 2 juicy beef patties, and plenty of cheese on a burger. For bacon that just won't quit, gotta be Wendy's.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Did you know even the smallest increase in mortgage rates can cost you thousands of dollars over the life of your loan? Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. It's true, even a 0.25% change in rate can cost you thousands of dollars over the life of your mortgage. But with Third Federal's new Early Rate Lock, you don't have to take chances. Early Rate Lock is the only pre-approval that locks in your rate at pre-approval, even before you find a house. Plus, we're so confident that our rates are the lowest, if you find a lower rate, we'll beat it or give you $1,000. And now through May 31st, get pre-approved with Third Federal and we'll pay all of your closing costs. So don't wait. Call Third Federal today.
Right now at Third Federal, even before you find a home, lock in 6.50%, APR 6.56% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-3RD-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. Zero closing costs on low-cost loans only. See conditions for lowest rate guarantee at thirdfederal.com. Equal housing lender.
Hey, it's the Greek for Alini Water Filters. Commercial or residential, they get it done. Call them today. 954-449-6228. That's 954-449-6228. Start your day off right. The minute you jump in the shower and you get hit with that water, you'll feel the difference. Alini can help you, residential or commercial. Call them today at 954-449-6228. Alini Water Filters, the gold standard in the business. Peace.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight or is business at an all-time high? Well, maybe it's time for you to sell, retire, and just relax with a bunch of money in the bank. Hi, I'm Andy Cagnetta, and at Transworld Business Advisors, we've been selling businesses for 40 years. And with offices located throughout the world, we have thousands of buyers immigrating to the United States ready to buy your business. Don't wait until the last minute or try to do it yourself. That's a recipe for disaster. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value and how Transworld can maximize your eventual selling price. That's the winning formula. It has never been a better time to sell your business than right now. Call Transworld at 833-SELL-FLA or visit tworld.com. That's 833-SELL-FLA or visit tworld.com.
Men, is good enough really what you want with your sex life? This is Jeff for the Atlantic Men's Clinic. And if erectile dysfunction is making a bad bedroom experience for you and your partner, you should call us because you want your intimacy to be fantastic, both for you and the one you love. At Atlantic Men's Clinic, our treatments have success rates of well over 90%. And because we're a medical practice focused on men's sexual health, we can offer many treatment options and even combine treatments to find the right one for you. Which means if you're like most of our patients, we can likely get you performing like you haven't in years. So make an appointment and make a change from good enough to really good. Your initial visit includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. Call 877-455-7300. That's 877-455-7300. Or go to AtlanticMen'sClinic.com. That's AtlanticMen'sClinic.com. We have 7 offices across South Florida to serve you, including our new office in Hollywood, Florida. Atlantic Men's Clinic, a Promenic restorative health practice.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Summer starts early in Florida, which means we get more beach time, more sunshine, and more time to enjoy refreshing, sweet, and juicy Florida watermelon. The best part of summer is already here. Locally grown, fresh from Florida watermelon. There's sunshine in every bite.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZzzQuil.
ZzzQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZzzQuil nights. Explore our products at ZzzQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Here's what's happening with the weather on Real Radio.
I'm meteorologist Lauren Oleski for CBS 12 News. It's a hot one for us on our Thursday. High temperatures near 90 degrees, getting close to 100 with that humidity. We'll see some scattered thunderstorms for us once again. Much needed rainfall for the area. The chance of rain is going to continue to increase as we go into your Friday and the weekend with an approaching front. Temperatures are in the upper 80s for Saturday and Sunday.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Guess what? Discover's accepted at 99% of places to take credit cards nationwide. You heard right, 99%. If you don't think so, maybe it's time to face facts. You're stuck in the past. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report, learn more at discover.com/credit card.
Hey, it's Greek. If you want number one in water filtration system, it's Alini Water Filtration System.
iHeartRadio's got you covered for the summer. Sail on with commercial-free weekends on Yacht Rock Radio. Roll down the windows for road trips with summer playlists like Summer Classics. Or just escape into a podcast. Your summer soundtrack is already in your pocket with the free iHeartRadio app. Find your next summer preset now.
This is Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
It is The Penthouse on a Thursday. Thanks for always making us your choice. And remember, if you don't like somebody, turn them onto our station. We appreciate it. It is 92.1 and 101.7. It is Real Radio, home of the Panthers. Franny's out. She'll be back with us sooner than later. Andy Quinn will be with us after the 11 o'clock hour. And, of course, Dominic's in the house.
Yo!
And it is time for our first Greek trifecta.
Riders up. It's Greek's Trifecta.
If you're a basketball fan, you're familiar with this team, Oklahoma City Thunder, and they did it again last night. They clocked them. They won 124-94. Alexander gets the MVP, and it's going to be them to win it all. That's what I think. We'll see what happens with the Pacers, if they can beat the Knicks tonight. If not, there'll be another game because the Knicks and the Pacers are at the Garden tonight, Game 5, and I'm sure these tickets will be expensive tonight as the Knicks take on the Pacers, and they try to keep that series alive. The line this morning is plus 4.5 for the Pacers. I don't see how you could bet the Knicks tonight. If the Pacers lose, I think it'll be a close game, but I would definitely go with the Pacers. That's just my opinion. And at this present time, I have to take 2 showers because I am hot as a firecracker. And then you got the Panthers, who went to Carolina, and they didn't go to Dry Pass where Michael Jordan grew up. They hung out, and they saw the Carolina. And guess what? They ended up winning. They were losing 2-0, came back with 2 quick goals, ended up getting a goal at the end, 5-3. And Dominic's got some highlights of the game.
Yep, I have the 2 comeback goals. So the first one and the second one for the Panthers. And this is courtesy of the Florida Panther Radio Network.
Jones scales the blue line. Left side, Ekblad to the high slot. A shot tip, they score! A power play goal! And the Panthers cut the deficit in half. Matthew Tkachuk got a stick on that. And the Canes lead reduced to 2-1.
Oh, that was Fernie.
Oh, okay.
And here's the other goal.
Jones, long clearing feed, Tkachuk. He'll hand one off. In go the Panthers. Rodriguez bending back up front. Tip, they score! Evan Rodriguez crashing the net. And just like that, this game is tied at 2. What a setup, what a finish. And Evan Rodriguez picks a heck of a time to get his first to the playoffs.
There it is for the Panthers. They are back in the Stanley Cup for the 3rd season in a row. Hats off to the Panthers. We are their partners for radio. And again, if you're a Panther fan, sit back and enjoy it because it's a great feeling when your team's winning. And to get to the Stanley Cup 3 times in a row, this first time it's ever happened to their franchise. So enjoy it as a fan. Stanley Cup will be in our backyard starting next week. So that'll be very exciting. Greek's Trifecta is sponsored by Pollard Coffee Bar and Ice Treats, one of my favorite spots. What is that?
That's I was turning up your buddy.
Oh, and one of my favorite spots for breakfast or lunch. Stop by Pollard Coffee today and have a great gelato. Greek's Trifecta is always sponsored by Pollard Coffee Bar and Ice Treats. Now we have Evan on the phone.
Yes.
Evan, what's up?
Greek, I have my own trifecta for you.
You have what?
I have three. I have my own trifecta for you.
Okay, what is it?
American Wagyu versus Japanese Wagyu versus Australian Wagyu. It's the trifecta of deliciousness. We are featuring it this Saturday at Palm Beach Meats. We're taking over Palm Beach's most delicious butcher shop. We're turning it into a steakhouse, and we're doing it for one of our Olympians. We actually have an Olympian in our club, a Winter Olympian, even better, considering that we live in sunshine 361 days a year. So we're going to have a great event this Saturday night. My friend Maddie is coming. She's only coming because she heard a rumor that the Greek may roll in because she is willing to eat dinner with the Greek at our event. And that's worthy of buying a ticket alone.
Wow, that is so nice of you. I'm looking forward to your another event. This is Evan, our good buddy from the Red Meat Lovers Club. Always does a lot of great events. This is Saturday night at the, where is it, Palm Beach Meat Market?
Palm Beach Meats, it's a really unique butcher shop as they specialize in Wagyu, which is very Palm Beach themed.
Okay.
I wouldn't expect a butcher shop to push anything but the best of the best when you're talking about Palm Beach. And speaking of Palm Beach, your listeners in Palm Beach and Palm Beach County and the surrounding are amazing. Every time I come on this show, they join our private Facebook group at Red Meat Lovers Club. And you know that no one gets automatic entry into our club except the listeners of the Penthouse. So it's a lot of fun to welcome them every time we come on.
Now, what time is the event Saturday evening?
The event starts at 6:30. It ends when all the Wagyu has been consumed. It is 6:30 till. The tickets are at... that's a good question where the tickets are. They're at Beef Brawl, B-R...
I love Evan.
Now, Greek, you know I own like 50 websites. All of them are slightly nuanced towards steak, but it is at Beef Brawl, BRAWL.com. It'll bring you right to our Eventbrite.
Okay.
We have 9 tickets left.
Wow.
That's it. 9 tickets. That is it. But we would love to sell it out. My friend Jared, the Olympian, he actually texted me today. He told me that he would like for me to auction at our event a day in Lake Placid.
Wow.
At the Winter Olympic Training Center.
Wow, that's cool.
Where you and him are going to train on skeleton. Skeleton is one of those Winter Olympic sports that are so bananas, where it's a face-forward bobsled, one man. It is a wild sport, 60 miles an hour down a ice luge. You have to be a little bit wacky to be in it. And our friend Jared actually grew up in a town called Boca Raton, Florida.
Wow, where dreams are made.
Yeah.
And broken.
where Winter Olympic dreams. You may not know this, but besides Ariana Grande, I would dare to say that Jared is one of the very few Winter Olympic athletes to ever come. Ariana Grande, you know, obviously famous for her bobsledding.
Yes.
Jared as well. Jared went to Pinecrest. He is a Winter Olympic hopeful. He is doing it for the country of Israel. And we're very proud to say that we have an Olympian amongst us. We have an amazing broadcaster amongst us in the Greek. Unfortunately, I cannot break Franny's proverbial chops because she is not in today. But if I would,
yeah, no,
if she
Franny's
was
out.
in, I would be inviting her. Franny's out. The Greek is in.
Now, can you give? Yeah, Dominic would go, but he's busy this weekend too. But let me ask you something. Can you give the audience the address of where the event is? Because I'm getting text messages. Where is it?
Yeah, so it's in Palm Beach at Palm Beach Meets, and I'll tell you exactly where Palm Beach Meets is. And also, may I add, Palm Beach Meets is famous for two things. One, they invented the word Wagyu. That is a lie.
Wow.
And they also are hosting our dinner. So the address of Palm Beach Meets, 4812 South Dixie Highway, West Palm Beach, Florida. 4812 South Dixie Highway.
Cool.
This Saturday, it is going to be the home of the greatest food steak Wagyu Olympics dinner ever. And we're proud to be featuring it on Penthouse Radio, the best listeners in the entire country. We have some amazing stuff coming up, but this one is going to be very special. You have to self-fund your Winter Olympics dream if you're racing for Israel. There is no big slush bucket like America has for their Olympic athletes.
Okay.
The Winter Olympics, we're trying our best. He has to raise $70,000 to compete. We're over halfway there. So in the words of Bon Jovi, we're halfway there.
Well, Evan, again, always excited to be involved with your events. I'll be there. Tell Madison if she's a little stressed, maybe she wants a spa day Saturday, I could take her for a spa and then get her ready for your big event.
Consider that message delivered. Panthers in 6, may I add.
Whoa, against Edmonton. Yeah, you think that. Okay, we'll see. We're rooting for the Panthers.
I'm planting a little seed. We're partnering with the Panthers. I'm going to come on your show again.
Okay.
We are partnering with the Panthers at the end of June, June 25th, for their Panthers on a Prowl cancer fundraiser.
Nice.
And Red Meat Lovers Club is renting out Oceans 234. And you can find all this info at our private Facebook page, Red Meat Lovers Club. Again, instant approval if you're a listener
nice.
of Penthouse Radio, the greatest radio station since a Wagyu dinner was invented by the Red Meat Lovers Club this Saturday. Greek, it's going to be incredible.
No, I told you I will be there. When I tell you I'm going to be there, despite whether or not Madison would be there, but that adds extra to it. 4812 South Dixie Highway, Palm Beach Meets. Make sure you send my regards to Madison, and if she wants a spa day Saturday, we'll make that happen before she gets to work for you. Because is she going to be selling raffle tickets again?
She may have to. She only has one customer named the Greek. So tell the Greek. I'll say, Madison, go grab the Greek's credit card. We're going to run it for some raffle tickets. We're sending a kid to the Olympics. We will put Penthouse Radio on his uniform as long as the Greek buys that many raffle tickets. How epic would that be? That the Winter Olympics will be promoted on uniform by our friend Jared. At the Winter Olympics.
Evan, always proud of you and what you've done for the community over the years. You do a great job. And again, another big event this Saturday night at Palm Beach Meets, 4812 South Dixie Highway. It starts at 6 o'clock, and he's only got 9 tickets left, so go to their website, check it out. I will definitely be in the house. And please send my regards to Madison. And, if she wants to go to spa, we got her taken care of Saturday. That's the most important.
No problem.
All right. Send my message, and I'll see you Saturday night, my buddy.
Will do.
Peace.
All right, buddy.
Evan, Red Meat Lovers Club, big event, Palm Beach Meets on Saturday night, 4812 South Dixie Highway.
I might show up to the spa dressed up as Madison. Hey, G-Man, let's go to the spa.
I think I would know the difference between you and her, to be honest with you. But you never know.
You never know.
You never know. You know, you're always welcome wherever I'm at. You know, well, the more the merrier. But if she shows up Saturday, I think I'm okay. I think I got it. But you might want to stop by Saturday because you might have something to give me, or tomorrow. So I don't know. You're always welcome.
Yeah. You want to talk about that surprise I woke up to?
Dom came in today, and once in a while he'll put in a very small parlay because, you know, we're partners with Hard Rock. We like to throw him some business. Small. Yeah. And so last night we put together a little 14 parlay that ended up winning and cashing out. And again, very small amount. And so we ended up winning. We had the Yankees under. We had Randall over 18.5 points. We had the Panthers winning by 2 goals. And we had the Thunder to win by 8.5.
Yep.
So we went 4-0 last night. Dom will get a nice little tip for this.
Plus 1,900 odds.
Yeah, for his behavior. We had $1 on it, so it was awesome. And we appreciate everything you do for the Greek organization. Please tell your parents about this in case anything happens to you. Because I don't want to go to them and go, hey, not for nothing. I feel bad about the kid, but he owes me a little cash. Hate to do this, but, you know, business is business. No hard feelings.
You know where I'll be this whole weekend, all right?
877-927-6969. It is the Panthers. That's right, baby. Back to the Stanley Cup for the 3rd year in a row. I mean, if you're a fan, this is epic for you. I mean, you know, you're going to see all the apparel that's going to come out back to back. And it's just something that doesn't happen. It really doesn't. And to be even in the Stanley Cup back-to-back years, but now a 3rd year in a row and a chance to repeat is amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you start winning, 2, 3 in a row, people start talking, small dynasty. Which is great, and for South Florida and for the Panthers. So we'll see what happens. We're rooting for them. We don't know who they're going to play yet. Edmonton and the Stars play tonight, so we'll see what happens. Maybe the Stars get a victory and it goes back to Edmonton. I do think Edmonton does win tonight and finish it off.
But I believe the Panthers will be away in the Stanley Cup final.
Oh, so they won't have home ice?
Nope.
All right, what are you going to do? That's good because they haven't had home ice all 3 games.
Yep.
All 3 series. They didn't have it with Tampa, they have it with Toronto, and they have it with Carolina. So maybe it works out better where they don't have home ice. And you know what? They're just doing their thing and playing good. They're playing great on the road, which is always, a very tough place. No matter where you play in the playoffs on the road, it's very difficult. Obviously, you're dealing with the crowd. But I also think for a lot of teams, it's more satisfying. You know what I mean? I think like tonight, like the Pacers definitely want to beat the Knicks tonight. In the Garden. I mean, no doubt about it. I can't see them. They would love it to beat them. So we'll see what happens in that game. Like I said tonight, I do like the Pacers plus 4.5. No doubt about it. I'm surprised by this line. I really am, and I'm a little surprised about it. That it is, the Pacers getting 4.5. I think the Pacers might win the game. So there was a student who graduated from high school. This story went viral, and he ended up after the graduation going to Burger King because he works at Burger King, and he ended up working another shift, and he had his cap and gown with him under his thing, not his obviously cap, but his gown. But a lot of people were motivated by him and thought it was really nice. So he went back to work the next day, and somebody started a GoFundMe page for him about his dedication. And he walked into not only a lot of Big Macs, but $22,000.
Wow.
That's very nice.
Yeah.
I mean, and the kid didn't know anything about it.
That's a surprise.
Yeah, after his graduation, he went and did a shift at Burger King, which is very nice. You want to talk about dedication, and obviously he, wanted to help them out, and he probably needs the money. And so somebody started a GoFundMe page, and he ended up $22,000. That is such a nice story. And I think stuff like that, doesn't get enough hype or talked about. But here's a young kid who just graduated high school, and he went to work a shift at Burger King, which is never easy, working in fast food establishments. And he went with his gown, and he ended up getting $22,000. So I think that's great. So happy for this kid, and so nice of the people who donated. I mean, it's a really good thing. 877-927-6969. That's the number to call. You're excited about the Panthers? You should be. Have you ever been to a Stanley Cup? Maybe you could tell us about that. That's a great experience. This is the 3rd year in a row. So the Panthers only have 3 home games.
Yep.
I know tickets are going to be very difficult to get and very expensive. We gave away tickets for Game 4 in the Eastern Conference Finals, which is amazing. So you guys, again, you want to get tickets, I would look sooner than later. I don't know if they're on sale yet. But
I think any day now they will be.
Oh, of course, yeah, they'll start. Maybe they're going to definitely wait for their opponent. But the Stanley Cup will start a certain day, just like the NBA Finals starts June 5th. So you never know. They might be for sale today. They might put them up there. But again, unbelievable the Panthers, what they've accomplished, and we're so happy to be partners with them, and we wish them all the luck in the world. Hopefully to get another back-to-back Stanley Cup here, which would be awesome. 877-927-6969. That's the number to call. Burn Max's tonight. Don't forget, great cigar night with a Japanese whiskey involved in that. And if you come up to me, I will give you a $100 gift card to Burton Max. Who do we have?
We have Bill on the phone.
Bill, what's happening, Bill?
Hey, Greg.
What's up?
Do you recall a few weeks ago, I think Dom has a little crow to eat.
Oh, talking about the Panthers?
A few weeks ago when the playoffs started, and he guaranteed the Panthers would be done in the first round.
Yeah, we didn't bring that up because we don't like to pile on.
But I did say if one was going to lose, it was going to be the Heat. I knew that. The Heat were no shot.
Yeah, the Heat, the chances
Well,
of the Heat.
was a no-brainer for
Yeah,
sure.
that's like the Kardashians not dating an NBA player. I mean, come on, everybody knew the Heat weren't going to win.
What you didn't know, Dom, was that the Panthers got healthy right there at the end of the season.
Yep.
Well, I don't think a lot of people realize that, Bill, with the Panthers, and that was the story behind it. And if you follow the team, you follow hockey, you knew they were getting healthy at the right time, and then they've played great. And like I said, 3 series in a row, they've not been, have home ice, and they've won all 3. And it's harder to win on the road, obviously, than home. So I hope they do it. I think it's a great achievement that they're in the Stanley Cup 3 years in a row. Edmonton's going to be tough, if it is Edmonton, but we got to take it one game at a time.
They clutch up in the playoffs, too.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I'll call you back at about 45 minutes or so and win that. I'm going to win that today.
All right, good. All
Sounds
right.
good.
Sounds good. We appreciate the call always. And again, Panthers going back to the Stanley Cup for the 3rd season in a row. Andy Quinn's going to join us at 11 o'clock. We're going to talk about a story about a couple who lost $300,000 one day trading. We're going to ask Andy about that. Also, we'll ask Andy, Dominic, and myself, what would you do if you weren't doing your current job? What do you think you would be? I'm going to go with escort. It is the Greek. It is Dominic. It is the Penthouse on Real Radio. We'll be back. Peace.
Tell your smart device to play Real Radio 92.1 on iHeartRadio. Go on, tell it. Show that damn thing who's boss. Our Florida Panthers have slashed their way through the NHL playoffs and into the Eastern Conference Final.
Hey, this is Aaron Ekblad from your Florida Panthers, and you're listening to Real Radio.
It's the last round on the road to the Stanley Cup Final. The battle against the Carolina Hurricanes in the Eastern Conference Final is here. Real Radio is your official home for Florida Panthers hockey. Catch every goal, every check, every fight, every face-off, and every victory. Not on your radio? No problem. You can stream Real Radio 92.1 anywhere on our free iHeartRadio app.
Low bar coming from right on a shot, and he scores! The overtime winner!
Florida Panthers hockey on Real Radio is presented by Precision Garage Door. Why settle for better when you can have the best? Schedule your appointment today at flgaragedoor.com. Here's traffic on Real Radio.
A decent drive along your expressways this morning. 95, the Turnpike currently accident-free. We do have emergency vehicles. Southern Boulevard westbound on Military Trail. The off-ramp currently closed there. Also looking at construction point to Beach Boulevard westbound at Hagen Ranch Road. The right lane is blocked. That's traffic. I'm Ricky Rousseau.
This report is sponsored by WhatsApp.
Wondering what a personal message with your credit card number has in common with way too many pictures of your dog? Well, they're both private. Because on WhatsApp, your personal messages are yours. No one else can see or hear them, not even us. WhatsApp. Message privately with everyone.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place. For changes big and small. Loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
You heard the news. Newsmax just went public on the New York Stock Exchange and listed on the big board. Millions of Americans like you are joining our news revolution. Reuters Institute says Newsmax is one of the top 12 news brands in America. Even President Trump says it's terrific. 40 million Americans go to Newsmax, and its audience grew 50% since the same time last year. Millions really are making the switch to Newsmax. If you want to be a Newsmax share owner, call your advisor or get more info at newsmaxinvest.com. Stand with Newsmax today for a strong America. This communication is for informational purposes only and shall not be intended to or shall not constitute any offer to buy or sell securities, nor shall there be any sale of securities in any jurisdiction in which such offer, solicitation, or sale would be unlawful.
Hey, it's the Greek for Alini water filters, commercial or residential. They get it done. Call them today, 954-449-6228. That's 954-449-6228. Start your day off right. The minute you jump in the shower and you get hit with that water, you'll feel the difference. Alini can help you, residential or commercial. Call them today at 954-449-6228. Alini water filters, the gold standard in the business. Peace.
I've always gotten tons of UTIs. Cranberry products never worked for me, and I was desperate for a way to be proactive. I'm Jenna Ryan, CEO and founder of Eucora. We've worked with doctors to develop effective urinary tract health products. Just mix a packet of Eucora with water and drink it when you need support, like right after intimacy. Eucora is helping over 100,000 women stay healthy. Ready to join them? Get 30% off at eucora.com/radio. That's UQORA.com/radio.
Business owners everywhere are raving about ZipRecruiter's new feature, Zip Intro, which does the work of finding and scheduling qualified candidates to meet with you as soon as the next day. So we decided to call up some of these employers and hear their stories. Today, we're on the phone with Pilates studio owner Crystal M. Harris. Crystal, how has Zip Intro helped you hire?
Well, I was opening a Pilates studio in McDonough, Georgia, and I needed to staff up quickly. Zip Intro did the work for me. It helped me find enthusiastic candidates who matched my qualifications perfectly.
That's great.
Yeah, I had my Zip Intro session on Tuesday, did all the interviews by Thursday, sent out the offers on Friday, and they started on Monday. Because Zip Intro did most of the work, I saved so much time.
Absolutely. And to our listeners, you can try Zip Intro for free right now at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Zip Intro. Post jobs today. Talk to qualified candidates tomorrow.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Here's the latest with weather on Real Radio.
I'm meteorologist Lauren Oleski for CBS 12 News. It's a hot one for us on our Thursday. High temperature near 90 degrees, feeling close to 100 with that humidity. We'll see some scattered thunderstorms for us once again. Much needed rainfall for the area. The chance of rain is going to continue to increase as we go into your Friday and the weekend with an approaching front. Temperatures are in the upper 80s for Saturday and Sunday.
This report is sponsored by Dairy Queen. Hurry into DQ for their sauced and tossed chicken strip baskets with flavor from the top, bottom, and everywhere in between. Try them today in Honey Barbecue or New Buffalo, only at DQ. Happy tastes good, only at participating Dairy Queen locations.
What the Florida is sponsored by FAMU's MMERI. Educate, Learn, Talk.
From the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys Studios.
Have you been in an accident? Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio 92.1 is WZZR West Palm Beach, an iHeartRadio station.
Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeartRadio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
That'll be 2,000 Greek.
You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Never have a problem paying for talent. That's the story of my life. Everybody's got a price. You just got to find it. Dominic's in the house.
Hello.
Getting ready for a big weekend. Dom, where are you going to be all weekend?
The Treasure Coast Songwriters Festival in Stewart. Thursday to Sunday. It's absolutely free. Come on out. Enjoy some
great music.
Songwriters, yeah.
Yeah. And that's what Wave, right?
Yep, Wave 92.7 over at the Pirates Cove and Resort in Stewart, and it's also at the Pearl in Stewart.
Nice. Now, Heath will be out there all weekend.
Heath West, yep.
Big Georgia Bulldog fan. Franny's out. She'll be back sooner than later. And this gentleman has done a bang-up job. And iHeart today wanted to just give him a little appreciation. So they went out of their way, and they gave me a $2,000 gift card that I used $1,925 with. So here you go.
Aww. And is it still valid?
It's still valid. You're in good shape.
That is so sweet.
Now, Andy, I would make sure that works because I've gotten one of those before, and it had a balance of 0 on it. I had to come back and be like, hey, there's something wrong with this card here. Yeah.
Don't listen to him. It's money in the bank.
That, everybody at iHeartRadio, thank you so much. And to the market president, Mark, and all the personalities.
Well, they really
here.
said that they want to give that to you for working with me because they feel bad.
Well, I'm prepping you and getting you set for the corporate visit that I understand is coming through here next week.
Yes, it is. I got an email on last night. It came late, though. It was like about 9:30, 10. So I've been working better on responding to people above me during the day only.
So what are they going to do with?
Because after the day goes, they're not above me.
You know what?
It's facts. Just facts. I'm just saying.
I don't know. If you see management here next week, hopefully they're on Xanax because I don't know how they would give a tour to senior executives and come past you and say, well, I've got the Greek corralled today. I've turned
what they do the same thing for years. Mm-hmm. They bring in guests when I'm on the air.
And they skip right by it.
Always.
You know what they should do?
They always do. And what I do is I wave, and I wave to them, but they never, and this went on for years, they would never bring anybody in that when I'm off the air, because then, they worry about me saying something.
It's like some sort of zoo animal.
Yeah.
Maybe you remember that couple that caged their kid in Jupiter in the garage? Maybe you should be caged for
this is his cage right there.
This is it. I'm in my studio. This is my cage.
But the thing about it is you're the revenue generator. You're the big ratings personality here. You are somebody that is at the top of the food chain for
But
that.
they don't like me, which is fine, because I feel the same way. But there was one time that there was a big executive, very nice lady, and her and I had some run-ins, and so I was on the air, but she did say, I want to go speak to Greek. So she came in, and she waited to my break. It was very nice to talk to her, but it was quick, so I couldn't really say much, and it was like an in-and-out thing. But yeah, they do bring guests when I'm on the air, and that's not by accident. I was one time...
Schools.
Yeah, everything. Yeah, I was told one time by somebody in a meeting... And I wasn't supposed to notice that they said in front of like 10 people, we got to bring them in when Greek's on the air. So I was like, okay. And I still know the person who said to me last week, she was talking to me, she goes, remember when they did that? They wouldn't bring anybody in, like, because they don't want me to say anything. I'm not going to say anything. What am I going to say?
Well, they want like a polished suit and tie executive to be like shaking hands and greeting these corporate people that come through. And you're nicely dressed, but you're not somebody that you can contain, in my opinion.
I'm not going to say the wrong thing. I know everybody's scamming everybody. So
here's one.
So, I mean, I know that, of course. Who's kidding who? First of all, I've been here for years, and I love working here, and I love my job.
Mm-hmm. But I've met the president. He's very polished. He is
Well, he's not coming. Some other guys are coming. No, Bob's not coming because then I would sit down with him. I'd be like, pony up, bro. Let's go. I hope you brought your pencil.
I got to believe the next tour they come through, they're just going to lock the door and shut the blinds. And say,
yeah, they do.
There's our Greek. But it's been nice.
Yeah, it's been nice. And it's fine. It's fine. You got to know your pecking order in life.
Right.
That's what it is. And that's it. So when they sent me an email last night, I responded quickly, even though I was very busy smoking a cigar with my friends and talking to a young lady, and I let her respond. So I said, here, you want to do me a favor? She said, sure. What do you want me to write? So she wrote back, it is a privilege and an honor for me to meet anybody you bring through iHeartMedia. I'm looking forward to it, and I will be on my best behavior.
Wow.
Sincerely yours, Greek. I said, take out sincerely. They won't believe that. Just write G.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when people write emails for me, I got to go, that's too deep.
Yeah.
They know I wouldn't write that.
No, I can detect, like, when you're writing something, I can detect whether you're the author or not.
Yeah, like
I feel like you have a lot of AI authors and maybe some...
Anything over 5 words is not me.
Yeah.
That's really true. Unless it's a bet.
Unless it's a bet. Yeah. We were down at Hard Rock a couple weeks ago, and they have the little gazebos. No, what are they called? The little machines? Are they gazebos? No, there's a word for them, but they have the betting windows, and then they have these little machines.
Right.
So this guy was there. He was a nice guy, and I could tell he was struggling. Mm-hmm. So I said to him, do you need help? And he was like, yeah, I do, and I really don't want to ask anybody. Because, when you don't know something, you feel weird or bad. So I was zip, do this, do that. Here you go. And I actually gave him 2 bets that won, which is unbelievable.
No, don't put that in. You want this.
Yeah. I said, no. I said, don't worry about that. So anyway, my buddy was like, it's amazing when it's set to do with money, your computers, you're like, zip. Here you go, put that there, that's it. I said, now you got to make this less because it'll overtake the machine. Because sometimes if you put too much in, they won't let you do it at the machine. You got to go to the window.
Oh.
So it exceeds
the limit.
It's the limit. So I said, you got to make this $40 less. I said, then that'll exceed the bill. I said, and then you just repeat it. I said, you can do it 3-4 times, and then you walk away from there.
Yeah, as far as betting and financial transactions, you're a genius computer-wise.
Yeah.
But anything after that, you're not really a high-techer.
No, because everything's always whack stuff that you don't really even pay attention to. Even like emails, like it's 9 paragraphs you wrote.
Yeah.
Do you really think I'm going to read 9 paragraphs? And how much? I know you got to justify your job because you're scamming a company, but I don't. So just put it in 2 sentences. I got it.
This tour is definitely going to skip this area on this corporate tour. I just don't feel it happening.
Oh, it's happening. The only thing is they said maybe Monday Greek take off. I said, no problem. I'll go to Breakers. Keep it that way, and we'll rock and roll. So there was a couple things going on. I saw this couple that they lost, which is very sad, $300,000 day trading. Mm-hmm. So for people who don't know, I mean, day trading is like, for bettors, it's like people who bet during the game. Mm-hmm. But what really is, in a small term, quick, what is day trading?
Day trading, by definition, would be in and out of a stock in whether it's seconds, minutes, days, or hours.
Okay.
Because the normal stock trade, which is so hard to time, has you in stocks for what could be years, right? If I'm telling you to buy Google or IBM, it's not a day trade.
No, it's not a week.
So the folks that try and time stocks, you will run across, it's got to be in the hundreds of thousands of people across the country that think they have the ability to predict that over the next 2 hours or prior to market close, which is 4 p.m., I can time this stock to go up $1.
Okay.
And some people do. Look,
is it more prediction or is it more luck like everything else? Like, say you buy a stock for $10 in the morning and just say 1 share you buy. Keep it very simple. You buy 1 share for $10 and you're like, hey, all of a sudden it's $12. And you think, hey, it might go to 13. And that's just really an opinion or anything else, like just trying to take a shot. You're just throwing caution against the wind. There are some people who say they know, but again, you don't know how the market's going to react hour to hour.
Yeah. Well, stock ticker NVDA, that's NVIDIA. They make all the AI computer chips.
Okay.
That's getting big, it continues to be big. Whether it's real or fake, I can't determine. But NVIDIA is a real company. A lot of people were saying after the earnings last night that this stock was going to go down because, you have the Chinese tariffs and a lot of the China sales being cut off.
Mm-hmm.
Well, lo and behold, NVIDIA comes out after the market yesterday, 4:15 p.m., and says, we did gangbusters.
Yeah.
And this stock skyrocketed. So it opened up and it has stayed up $7 per share.
Okay.
Those that took the gamble in the morning,
yeah,
they're going to now try and get out before the close at 4 p.m., up $6 or $7 per share. Because the
so it went
risk
from
is,
7 to 13?
No, NVIDIA actually went from 133 to 141 in that area.
So 7, yeah.
$7. And they're going to try and bail out before the market closes because the fear is it opens tomorrow and people are panicked about the economy or something and they lose the 7.
Yeah.
That's day trading. You're in and out. You're in and out. I have been doing this. I think I just passed my 25th year of personal stock trading.
Wow, it's amazing.
25 years. I was doing this before basically .com existed.
That's amazing because if you're doing anything 25 years, you got to be good at it and successful, like anything else.
Yeah, and well, there's good and bad. But having said that, very few times in my 25 years have I come across super, super lucky stringed people who are wealthy who have said they're day trading.
Mhm.
Okay, because
Well, the term became more popular in recent, like last 10 years.
it became popular, and here's
Well,
why.
more, man, I don't want to say popular, it became more of a thing that people knew. Like words like Ozempic, COVID, you never heard those.
Right.
Before you heard a guy working on Wall Street, but you didn't really hear, hey, he's a day or she's a day trader.
Well, yeah, but also it comes right back to what you're used to with gambling. Why did gambling become so popular in the last 3 years? Just tell me, not from regulation, but why do you think it has become so massive, so fast, all day long?
Well, I think part of it is because it's legal in 39 states and the younger generation adapted to it.
And the apps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course, and the apps too.
All right, day traders can now go on their phone and click in 5 seconds a Google purchase and then set the computer on the app to sell Google when it's up $1 by the close.
Yeah, and that's
so you're in and out.
Yeah, well, anything convenient we like, especially as a country.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why you go to Dunkin' Donuts, there's 14 cars and nobody inside.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
It's the convenience factor. So these couple losing $300,000, I have seen this, I can't even tell. So many people come up to me and say, yeah, I'm gaming on Bitcoin because they're trading it just like stocks. Or I think NVIDIA, I think Netflix is going up $9 tomorrow in earnings. And I'm like, whew. I don't bet into earnings. I just hold the stock. Now, if it dropped $7, I wouldn't have been happy holding the stock, but I still would not have sold out. So people in the .com bust, people in the housing crisis, and recently even in the tariff crisis, quite a few suicides were tracked directly back to day trading.
It's terrible. Now, let me ask you something about stocks that I have no knowledge about. Years ago, you needed a stockbroker to do a trade, correct? Or am I wrong?
That is mostly yes, because you needed a Series 7 licensed broker on the telephone to place the trade through the New York Stock Exchange or the NASDAQ.
My question, which I'm leading to, is this couple, like today you don't need one, obviously.
Right.
And we'll go back to sports betting. Like if you go up to a window and you want to bet, you cannot get down on that account of money. You can't. Like if you can get down, maybe Hard Rock, they may take 20, 30 on a game, $40,000. But what I'm saying, like if somebody loses $300,000 a day or in a day, and they could do it on their own, where years ago, maybe if they had somebody might have said to them, hey, what are you doing? You know what? You could really get your tail wagged on this.
Companies like E-Trade, Schwab,
Reputable?
Ameritrade, what?
Reputable companies?
Yeah, they tend to set limits based on your risk profile.
And they should.
Yeah, because it's no different than saying, I just lost on Google, I'm going to try and hit it big at Apple by 4 p.m.
Yeah.
And you dig that hole deeper and deeper and deeper. So it's very similar to any type of gambling you could ever think of. And like I say, stock trading, although it feels like gambling, it shouldn't be used as a gamble because there's this thing called margin, which is credit. So as I'm buying a stock and I've only got 10 grand in my name, the broker will lay you out 5 or 10 grand for free to also gamble.
Yeah, it's like a marker.
That's called margin. That's a marker in Vegas.
Yeah.
And these are suicidal traps.
That's bad. 877-927-6969. That's the number to call if you're interested in anything that we're discussing or talking and getting excited maybe about the Panthers. Don't worry about Dom. He's looking for a job online. You can give us
Is
a
he
call.
day trading as well?
He's not day trading. He's looking for a job. But we're going to start with like walking. I want to start a dog walking business. I think that's very profitable. I just see it big money in that. So if you weren't in day trading, we talked about it. Dom, too, we're going to ask him. And obviously, anybody else who has an opinion about it, what do you think you would have done?
Well, as we saw, the one guy on Grindr, the go-go dancer, he's pocketing $8 billion in the divorce.
Well, he doesn't have an agent, but that's not his job.
I mean, maybe I would go dance. Now, what would I do?
Well, did you have any other interest?
I'm heavily used to being on the boat. I would have probably been a boat captain or a some sort of scuba diver, tour director.
All right. That's different. I would have never went there. I would have done something else. Maybe some kind of a different kind of business. I could see you maybe as a motivational speaker.
You know, I don't feel like I am a motivational pro, jump on the bandwagon guy, but people have told me, they're like, oh, you know what, you kind of
like a little bit like a Tony Roberts.
Yeah, a little bit, but
maybe like a Kevin Hart.
Yeah. Son of a gun. But the first bad trade I gave him, I wouldn't be motivational. I'd be ducking from bullets.
But it doesn't have to be about stocks. There's a lot of people out there that motivate people every day, just waking up and being positive and writing things down and all that other stuff and how to get the good energy. That's probably all a scam.
It is, because I'm a very dark-based person.
Yeah.
I start on the negative. So I start with, this isn't going to go right. And then if it goes right, it exceeds my expectations.
Oh.
It's kind of like the bedroom.
I was going to say that. Sounds like the bedroom. Tom, what do you think you would do if you weren't in radio?
Right now, professional golf.
Dude, that's great. That's
Oh,
great.
yeah.
The average PGA golfer made $1.4 million last year. I read that last night. I was thinking about you after we hit our big parlay. And I was like, oh, man, he could be a professional golfer. So that's something good. Yeah, see, that's tough to do, though, to make the trip.
Oh, yeah, but I would have been wanting to start younger, of course, like
Tiger, like 4 or 5 years old, and maybe get out there and hit that golf balls and everything like that. That's good. So he would be a golfer. I said escort. The only thing with escort is like it's like a car wash. Like you got to accept every car.
Yeah.
There's gonna be some cars that
I'd be like, I don't know about that. And you can't be that guy. I'm not Richard Gere in American Gigolo, so that'd be tough.
And you really can't price out. You can't price out because
some guy could have so much.
Yeah.
A guy could have a ton of money, or an unattractive female could be the president of a company, and you can't price her out.
Price her out by what? What does that mean?
Your services. So in other words, you couldn't say, I'm going to raise my price to get rid of the people that may or may not be attractive to me.
Oh, I get what you're saying. That you're not attracted to, so you try to give a higher amount.
Yeah, you go high, you price them out.
Okay.
I don't think that works in that business.
No, but that's what the tough thing about that business is,
they'll say, okay, and you're like,
oh, God.
Damn.
You got to take care of everybody.
Sometimes you got to take one for the team.
Yeah. Now, you can be picky, and you can just say, hey, you're not up to my standards, so I'm going to have to pass. But it's like...
That's what my colleagues for.
Yeah. It's like a car wash. You got to take everybody. I think therapist is a great scam. I like that. Because I can see it like being in a plush office and just listening to problems all day. It's sort of like iHeart, and they don't listen
Greek's
to anyone.
friend, sorry if you're listening. Greek's friend.
And those therapists are some of the most messed up people in their personal lives.
Oh, you ain't kidding.
I'm telling you, man.
I know. But everybody's got their ups and downs. But I believe if therapy helps you, it's great. I always said that. My brother's a therapist for years, been very successful. He said I had something to do with that, but I'm not offended. But again,
let me ask you, is therapy real? Like,
I think anything that helps you, Andy, I think is real. To me, I think some people get confused with people I know. Okay, not all. I'm not saying all. I think some people get confused with therapy as also like a friend.
Yeah.
If you're going through a bad time, maybe a divorce, loss of a loved one, bankruptcy, depression. So then you're seeing that person every week, and it becomes a routine, and it's also something to look forward to.
Right.
And then if you have the money, you really don't care. So you're like, whatever it is. Like my brother's place for years was nonprofit.
Right.
Funded by the United Way, and you gave whatever you could give.
Nice.
And also, they were very, they went through background checks. If you made X, this is what it was. Nobody checked you.
Right.
So if you made, say, I'm gonna give an example, $50,000, you paid $40. If you made, between $50 and $100, you paid $100,
Nice.
which was a nice thing. But
Yeah.
he was funded by the United Way, which
Right.
is great. But I think a lot of people go and, I'll ask them, like, hey, do you feel better? Or do you feel like you're, doing better? Because I think if you're in a therapist, there are people that go for years.
Yeah, most of my golf group is or has been in therapy, and I would say 70-80% of them are divorced, big drinkers, and just pissed off at life. I haven't seen any.
Give 'em my number. Whatever they're paying, I'll charge them less, and they'll feel better about themselves.
I haven't seen success, is what I'm saying, from a mental standpoint
Yeah.
with the therapy, other than the fact that the therapist is brilliant at keeping the invoices coming.
Yeah. Well, you have to do what they tell you. I mean, that's the first hard thing.
Yeah.
If they tell you to do something, you got to do it. It's like your doctor or anybody.
Yeah.
Or, you could bring your car to a service and they tell you something. Your front tires are going to be bad. And you go, okay, and just drive on 95 and it blows out.
Yeah.
You got to listen.
Yeah.
But you also have to be ready to listen.
Yeah.
I mean, like I've always said this, and I agree with this 1,000%. I always tell people this. Something that succeeds, that you're involved with, you have something to do with. But something that fails, you have something to do with
Right.
too. And I think people more look at this succeeded, I'm part of this.
Yes.
So to me, whatever I did that failed, you can look at my divorce. You know what? There was something I did too that added to it. So it's a two-way street, but people don't like to raise their hand and say, hey, you know what? Or say it where you're at work and a project goes bad.
Right.
And everybody's like, oh, it's Joe's fault and Susie.
Right.
You want the one who says, hey, you know what? I could have did a better job too.
Right.
But I think it works for you. And I'm a big advocate of whatever you like and makes you feel good. And I take this from the page of my brother. If it's walking on the beach.
Yeah.
If it's just talking to certain friends or maybe just hanging out, do it. Because if it makes you feel good, it is good.
Right. Unless it's a vice like gambling.
Well, yeah, that's a different thing. If it's gambling or drinking or drugs, and that's a different thing because you should be aware that it is a vice, and that I'm talking about things that you can do that maybe put you in a better spot.
Right. And Dominic, in the golf business, what I would label as the biggest scam in the history of scams is the golf teaching pro. That is a great job. Because listen, G.
There's guys that have websites that are making millions.
Here's what happens, G.
And it sounds like you've paid over the years.
Oh, for 20 years. And I go up to my golf pro, I say, that lesson last week?
Yeah.
For
and they're not cheap.
$138 for a half hour?
Yeah.
I say, you know what?
Screwed up your game.
I pulled the ball left.
Yeah.
He says, we're working on that next month.
Yeah.
This month, we're working on the correction for your cut right.
Yeah.
You're hitting the ball cut right. Everything is we're going to work on that next month. And these guys pull out of the parking lot with their golf clubs and your money.
So what is your average tee time? Like what time in the morning do you play?
Well, tomorrow I'm playing at 10:05 in the morning.
Oh, so you can't do the show tomorrow.
I'm very sorry.
Oh, wow, that's
Oh,
right.
nice. Good to know.
Good for know.
I'm in a charity thing tomorrow, and
Charity starts here, buddy. All right, so you're paying at 10:05.
Yes.
I'll be your golf pro. At 9:30, I'll send a girl to give you a lap dance. I guarantee you'll shoot better. Friend Monroe's.
Yeah.
There's your lesson for today.
Thank you. How much do I owe you?
I want 1,000, but you know what? We know each other, so 1,200's good.
Okay.
But you have a better game.
Yeah, I will.
You'll be in a good mood.
It'll be better than the golf pro.
That's it. We'll give you a couple shots of Tito's and orange juice. You'll come out of there and you'll feel like you had the Panthers.
Good for you.
It is the Penthouse on Real Radio 921-1017. Don't forget 2 giveaways today at 11:45. Your chance to win a $125 gift card to New York Prime, my favorite restaurant, bar none. You'll love it. Steak so good the cows want to get in there. And then at 12:45, we got tickets to Offspring. And tonight I'll be at Burnt Max's early. First person that comes up to me and says, "Go Pacers," I'll give you a $100 gift card to Burnt Max's.
What if people are waiting there for you?
Well, we used to do years ago, we had a campaign with Dunkin' Donuts, and I used to give away $100 gift cards. And I got to tell you, it got out of control because people were waiting, and it would be like whoever saw me first. I would not put my foot
out the car,
and there would be people there. I mean, it was crazy.
I remember Dr. Rich and Dr. Glenn at Ale House did a Christmas giveaway when they used to do their toy drive.
Yeah, Miller's Ale House.
We were lined up. There was 200 people waiting in to get Miller's. To give the keyword to Dr. Rich.
Yeah. Well, Dr. Rich and Dr. Glenn, obviously, the crowd they had, again, it was unbelievable.
Unreal.
Yeah. I mean, people came out and represented. And the toy drive was a fantastic thing they did every year.
They did that forever on the station.
It was very nice.
Oh, my God. And they would stay on the air here for,
24 hours.
Oh, my God.
Longer than my relationships. It is the Penthouse on a Thursday. Andy's not coming to work tomorrow. Wow. I like the way he told me that. Oh, my God.
Sorry. But, hey, I do like this gift card.
It's fine. There's many more behind that.
Oh, I love it.
We can't thank you enough for what you've done over the last, I think it's now 14 days.
It has been a blessing, and I'm so thankful that Franny is transitioning back for everybody. I know you're waiting on her. She's coming back on in here, and I will be transitioning back out onto the golf course, and I'll be a listener.
Bree's transitioning, too. He has a sex change.
Yeah, I wish I did. Are you kidding me? You know the money I make? I'd be on Palm Beach Island every day, bitch. Caviar's not cheap. We'll be back in a few minutes. Peace!
Real radio is the news junkie.
I'm down to share my body with science, and you could play around with my body after I die, poke me with a stick or whatever. I don't mind.
Ooh, I just heard from science. They said no go, dog.
It's a no from science?
The News Junkie. Weekday afternoons at 3 on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
The city.
Las Vegas.
Vegas, make some noise!
The event.
Our legendary iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Presented by Capital One.
Live. Welcome. One stage.
2 nights. The biggest stars in music return this September.
To make history.
The world's biggest artists are taking this stage.
Stream live only on Hulu.
Listen right here as the star-studded lineup is revealed.
Tuesday morning.
At 8.
Mo Better Garage. We make it Mo Better.
Getting you up to speed on traffic on Real Radio.
From the Gordon Partners Traffic Center. Have you or a loved one suffered from nursing home abuse? Call 561-333-3333 or go to fortheinjured.com.
A decent drive along your expressways this morning. 95 in the Turnpike, currently accident-free. We do have an incident on Southern Boulevard westbound before Military Trail. Avoid that area. Also looking at construction, Point Beach Boulevard westbound at Hagen Ranch Road. The right lane is blocked. That's traffic. I'm Ricky Rousseau.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
The riveting podcast, What Happened to Talina Czar, unravels the chilling mystery surrounding a woman's disappearance during the COVID-19 lockdown, the internet sleuths who wouldn't let it go, and the dark subcultures and betrayals they unearthed.
There were a lot of secrets that were very hard to find.
Listen to What Happened to Talina Czar on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow What Happened to Talina Czar and start listening on the free iHeartRadio app today.
Thinking about selling your business? Ready to move on to the next chapter of your life? Even in times of economic uncertainty, now may be one of the best times to make your move. At Transworld Business Advisors, we've helped thousands of business owners successfully sell in every kind of market for over 40 years. Why now? Because buyers are still buying. Capital is still flowing, and strong, profitable businesses like yours are in demand now more than ever. Whether you're ready to retire, pivot, or just explore your options, the right time is when you're ready. And we're here to help. All calls are completely confidential and there's no obligation. Call Transworld Business Advisors today at 833-SELL-FLA. That's 833-735-5352. Or visit tworld.com/Florida to start your journey to selling. Transworld Business Advisors. Good deals for good people.
That's your garage door. Almost broken, but technically not broken yet. And you know the old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? So you don't fix it, 'cause it ain't broke. And it gets worse. Until one day, 2 a.m., raining alligators, carload full of dry cleaning, you push the button, and out of nowhere, guess what's broke? Your garage door. At Mo Better Garage, we make that way mo better. A garage door that's almost broken can actually do more damage than one that's fully broke. Jammed up parts put an extra strain on the motor, rollers out of whack stress the tracks and the belts. Fix it early, while it's still a simple repair, and before your car gets locked out or locked in. How do I know? Because I'm Mo. Call Mo Better Garage and we'll come over and make it right. Because if it's almost broke, you fix it.
Mo Better Garage, we make it way more better.
MoBetterGarage.com.
Men, here's the truth. In the bedroom, good enough isn't really good enough, is it? This is Jeff for the Atlantic Men's Clinic. And if your erectile dysfunction is making intimacy less enjoyable for you and your partner, give us a call today. Because whether your ED only happens sometimes or all the time, it's time to stop good enough and time to start really good. At the Atlantic Men's Clinic, we're experts in treating ED. Whether it's only mild or moderate, or even if it's severe, our treatments have success rates of well over 90%. And because we have a variety of treatments and can even combine protocols, we can likely get you performing like you haven't in a long time. You could even last up to an hour or more and make sex great again for you and your partner. So make an appointment and be done with good enough. Your initial visit includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. Call 877-455-7300 or go to AtlanticMen'sClinic.com. We have 7 offices across South Florida to serve you, including our new office in Hollywood, Florida.
I'm Ultima Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Every time one of my children started driving, it was terrifying. Thousands of accidents happen across the country. We see it every day. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us.
Dial pound law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Big news, bacon lovers. Wendy's Son of Baconator is only $3 for a limited time. For just $3, you get crispy, crunchy apple smoked bacon, 2 juicy beef patties, and plenty of cheese on a burger. For bacon that just won't quit, gotta be Wendy's.
For more information about contests on this station, visit realradio921.com/rules.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love, guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay, things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Sarah Spain for iHeart Women's Sports.
Presented by Capital One.
The Chicago Sky are still looking for their first win of the season as they take on the Dallas Wings tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. In her team's loss Tuesday night, Sky forward Angel Reese became the fastest player in WNBA history to record at least 500-plus points and 500-plus rebounds. She did so in just 38 games. For more women's sports stories, subscribe to Good Game with Sarah Spain on iHeart Podcasts.
As a founding partner of iHeart Women's Sports, Capital One helps you stay connected to top female athletes and earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining, entertainment, and at grocery stores with the Capital One Saver Card. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. Visit CapitalOne.com.
Greek's Trifecta is sponsored by Precision Garage Door of South Florida. Precision Door, a name you can trust.
iHeartRadio's got you covered for the summer. Sail on with commercial-free weekends on Yacht Rock Radio. Roll down the windows for road trips with summer playlists like Summer Classics. or just escape into a podcast. Your summer soundtrack is already in your pocket with the free iHeartRadio app. Find your next summer preset now.
This is Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast.
What about my dildo?
You're listening to the Penthouse. Now back to the Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
That was me in a card game in Boca. I am the Greek. Franny's out. Annie Quinn's nice enough to come in and do a bang-up job. Day 15, I believe.
My goodness. And it...
day 14, because tomorrow you're bagging it.
Hey, it's a lot of work.
I know.
You know what, G? I'm not kidding you. I mean, Franny does this like it's nothing.
Oh, she's a pro. She's a star.
I mean, I got out of the car this morning and I said, I
got to deal with the Greek.
No, I said...
That's what you say. By the way, I need your father's cell phone before we leave. Did you see the movie Blow when they were negotiating with one of the pilots and the main character said to the guy, he goes, give me pictures of your kids. And the guy was like, what do you mean? He goes, I need pictures of your kids. You're carrying a lot of material for us if anything happens. And the guy was like, wow. So, Dom, I need your dad's cell phone. In case anything happens to you this weekend, I got to be able to call him. And I'll say, Mr. Domster, how are you? I'm the Greek.
But thank God for the Greek, because I got out of the car and I said, I've got no content. I've got no content.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hopefully the Greek's got a lot, which you do, because your life is just a whirlwind.
Yes, it is.
So
I had a great line last night with somebody who was out to dinner with. I can't say who it was, but I thought it was a funny line. So I was having dinner with this one gentleman. I usually have 2 dinners a night with people. I don't eat, but I just, meet them, whatever.
And you don't drink.
Yeah. So I just sit there.
He has like little sides, appetizers. He's an appetizer guy. I know that.
Is he? Yeah. Like I'll have one mozzarella stick and wait for the other one.
And then who pays for those bills at each of these places?
Sometimes me, sometimes them.
Okay.
Sometimes with people like this, you don't even offer. Just say, I'll see you next Tuesday.
All right.
So anyway, the gentleman was telling me, I'm going to go to jail. And I'm like, oh, God, what happened now?
Yeah.
And he goes, I'm going to kill this waiter because our order came out wrong. I thought it was a great line. And I know he might be listening. I swore to him I would not say who it is, so I'm not going to. But I thought it was just hilarious the way he said it, because I bit. And I'm like, what happened? Like, something else happened now? What are you going to jail for? Because I'm going to kill this waiter. Because he brought out our order, and it was wrong. And I knew it was wrong. And I knew the guy I was with was going to get mad.
Yes.
Because I knew his personality. So I was trying to, grab it.
Yeah.
And say, I'll take it, and you have mine. But he wasn't. And then there was another people who sat down after us. And he said to me, he goes, they're going to get served before us.
Yeah.
And I was like, what do you care? It doesn't matter.
I can't.
But he cared.
What you're saying right now gets me, I start getting hot under the arms. I start to sweat. I get nervous. I can't have a scene, no matter who it is on this planet, at a restaurant. In other words...
Well, it was just me and him. He wasn't bitching anybody else.
No, I mean, I'm not taking it out on him. I'm just simply saying, I can't have questions to a waiter or waitress.
Yeah.
I just got to let it fly. And I know that when a couple of my friends get a little bit fast-tempered over the menu or the items not being what they ordered, I start to get nervous.
Yeah.
I just don't want the scene.
Yeah.
My mother in particular, she will tell the waitress, I want black coffee. I want it 2/3 up. Now, this is what she says. And then she says, the final third, I want low-fat cream. Don't give me the real cream. And
you know they're not giving her low fat.
Right. And it comes out. She takes a sip and says, damn it, this is not low fat. And I'm getting so upset because I know it's going to offend the waiter or the waitress.
Yeah, and it's your mom, so it's hard.
Yeah. Well, I tell her to shut the hell up. That's what I do with her.
Yeah, you say, Mom.
But people that I can't do that to, it is an incredibly uncomfortable feeling in a restaurant to be around somebody that might be bitching.
This guy doesn't bitch. He bitched to me.
Yeah.
And I really had no choice. I had to go dinner.
Hey, before I forget, if I can ask you before we go on, AI yesterday, Dom, AI said that guy Caruso would score less than 8.5 points. What happened?
He scored 8.
he scored 8.
He scored 8. He had 8 in the first half, and he had 8, and everybody had him big, and they only needed one more point, a half a point, and a couple of my friends threw the jinx on it and said, hey, he's got it, no problem. I said, I'll never forget years ago, because you could bet team totals. I had the Dolphins one time, and it was 20.5 for the game.
Yeah.
And the Dolphins were up 20-0 at half. And they didn't score a point for the second half. So it could happen.
Yeah.
And last night, Caruso, he needed only 1 point, and he didn't get it in the whole second half.
You know, in the early of the game, like right as soon as the game started, he actually dropped to 7.5 for a little bit. You could have got him at 7.5.
I didn't see that. Also, he had 2 steals that he threw up for dunks. That if he just went in, it would have went over. Because the one time he did that, I was like, Jesus, and everybody's looking like, what happened? I said, because they scored, obviously, but all he had to do was put a layup, but he gave it to somebody else who dunked it.
But can you believe that they got Vegas gets this to a half a point?
Oh, all the time.
How does this happen? And then we ran AI, and it did say this was a losing bet, that he would not do 8.5.
Yeah, they did say that. Again, it's computerized. They know all this stuff. Like tonight, Bronson's 31.5. He'll have roughly 33 points. He had 30 the other night.
Unless he goes off and they win.
Yeah.
Then he'll score 38, 39, I see.
Even if he scores 38, 39, that don't mean they're going to win. Because everybody else has got to score. He's going to get his points tonight. I mean, like, if you want to bet on 2 things tonight that are going to happen, I'm going to say, here's the 2 things. Bronson's going over 30.5 points, and there'll probably be some brunette that I'm buying dinner for that I don't know.
0 for 2?
0 for 2. Let's keep it moving, people. Keep it moving. I want to do a Greek trifecta real quick.
We can. Here we go.
Riders up. It's Greek trifecta.
All right, last night in the NBA, Oklahoma City punched their ticket 124-94. 4th game this playoff season, and that they've won by 30 points or more. I mean, that is just unbelievable what they do. Alexander got the MVP. He deserves it. Now they're waiting to see who they play in the NBA Finals, and they will have home court advantage. Panthers last night were losing 2-0, and a lot of the Panther fans were boo-hooing. They were not happy. It was like Botox was gone in both. They were like, what are we going to do? Oh, guess what? The Panthers scored 2 goals in 1 minute, which was amazing, and they tied the game up. Then got an empty netter at the end of the game, ended up winning 5-3 to punch their ticket as they are in the Stanley Cup for the 3rd season in a row. Dom's got some audio, and we'll bang it out.
Yep, this is courtesy of the Florida Panther Radio Network.
Jones scales the blue line, left side, Ekblad to the high slot, a shot tip, they score! A power play goal! And the Panthers cut the deficit in half. Matthew Tkachuk got a stick on that, and the Canes lead reduced to 2-1. Jones, long clearing feed, Tkachuk. He'll hand one off, in go the Panthers, Rodriguez Bennett back up front, tip, they score! Evan Rodriguez crashing the net, and just like that, this game is tied at 2. What a setup, what a finish, and Evan Rodriguez picks a heck of a time to get his first to the playoffs.
There it is. Panthers win, going back to the Stanley Cup for the 3rd season in a row. Hats off to the Florida Panthers. You could always listen to them on Real Radio. Greek Trifecta is sponsored by Pollard Coffee Bar and Ice Treats in Deerfield Beach in the Cove Shopping Plaza. I'll be there this weekend. Great for breakfast or lunch. You will love him. And soon to have a location in Palm Beach Gardens, which we're very excited about. And now it is your chance to win a gift card to New York Prime for $125.
Ooh.
Yeah, call us at 877-927-6969. 877-927-6969.
Are we playing Who's Most Likely To?
We don't have it. We're gonna think who's most likely to what? What do you want to do that?
No, I'm messing with you.
No, we're playing Greeks Casino. So give us a call right now. 877-927-6969. That is the number to call if you want a $125 gift card to New York Prime.
The Greek Casino has been pretty rough lately.
Yeah, it has been tough. It really has. We haven't had a
house.
Yeah, they've been crushing at the house. They really have. Andy was even yesterday. We're like, wow, it was like 5-6 times.
Yeah, with what, 4 reds and listeners went black?
Yeah. It's unbelievable. It really is. I mean, but that's what happens sometimes. Sometimes the casino wins. You have no choice.
I mean, we see Las Vegas. There's a lot of big towers there.
Yeah, that's right. There's more granite there than the Vatican. Every time you walk into casinos, there's something new.
Yeah.
And it's not a rug. What do we got, buddy?
We have Craig on first.
Craig, what's happening?
Greek, how you doing, my brother?
I am doing good. You a fan of New York Prime? Have you ever been there?
Never been. I'm ready, though.
All right, you'll enjoy it. If you like steak, you'll love it. So in the Greek Casino, we have a roulette wheel, official roulette wheel, and you have to make a selection, black or red, odd or even, first 18 or 19 to 36.
I'm going to do the first 18.
All right. Here we go. It's spinning as we talk. And you're on your way maybe to New York for a $125 gift card. And you get a good chance because 3 days a week I valet park there.
And I need tickets for the Panthers.
Oh, wow. I like your style. You're like somebody I date.
Always wanting more.
Yeah, that's right. What was your selection?
First 18.
13 black. You are a winner. Right or great. All right, you never know. Call back next week. You might get Panther tickets. All right, bro. Thank you so much. Thanks for listening. You're welcome. Dom, if you get an opportunity, and it shouldn't be hard because you don't do anything, get his information for me. As he gives me the salt shaker. Always good. It's like, you just know each other. It's like Wade and LeBron. You know what's going to happen.
Yeah, he has a way of just saying it's the Greek.
Yeah. That's,
he doesn't get worked up.
No, it's a show. Come on.
It's fake.
That's right.
And you like fake.
Yeah, of course.
You've always told me.
Personality, number one. Yeah. I like fake personality.
Yeah, you're not somebody that wants to straight up.
No, I want to straight up, but I like it better if you lie to me. It's better. If you lie to me, I'll meet you at 8, see you at 11, I'll be there at 9. There it is. Works out well.
Do you like to hear the words I love you, or do you think that's also fake?
It depends on when it comes out. Are we talking men or women?
Well, either.
Well, I think if it's sincere, it's always nice to hear. Mm-hmm. You know, my friends...
But do you think, does your brain go to the negative and say, well, it's not sincere? Or
I don't know if that's negative, or is it negative or realistic? I mean, that's it.
If someone's saying I love you, that should be a positive.
I think a lot of people say that in the bedroom, and they really don't have to. I'm like, I'm here all night, so don't worry about it. I'm not leaving. I like somebody who's like, I want to tie you up. Why? I'm not going anywhere. Save your rope for somebody else.
And there was a study that was released the other day, and I just read about it. You know what? They did 6,000 females across the world. It's one of the largest studies.
Oh, God, here we go.
Over 76% allege they on a routine basis that they fake orgasm.
I in Boca, it's 94. Delray Beach, I think it's 88. Fort Lauderdale, it's like 101. It's
I guess the question would be, how can you tell if they're faking or they're giving you the real?
How can you tell? I think in a lot of different ways. If you get a repeat visit, that might be one indication.
Or a bill.
Or a bill. Well, bill, then it doesn't matter. I mean, you're paying for it, so what do you want?
Isn't it unbelievable, though, that somebody you could live with or be married with, for decades.
Yeah.
They could be faking that they enjoy their time in bed with you. That it's not giving them what they need. It's very weird.
Well, I guess if that's happening, you would also have a communication with the person and, figure it out. I mean, you'll be able to know. I mean, I faked it, so you fake it, I fake it, we're all faking it. Who cares? That's what life's about, getting around. Want to keep everybody happy here in the Greek organization. How was that? Fantastic! Like peanut butter and jelly. What do you want me to say? Reese's peanut butter cup. It's like when somebody goes out to dinner and they tell me and they make fun of me. Again, girls I've dated or my friends, and they'll say something they had was the best ever in their life.
Right.
Like the best pasta ever.
Best steak, New York Prime.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Dominic is a big fan of that. We went Christmas.
Is it that good?
Yep, best steak I ever had.
Yeah. I was there once for your wedding.
Yeah.
But I don't recall ordering. Did you serve steak for everybody?
Yeah, everybody had it.
Yeah, I think I was trying to be on good behavior and not really eat, but I remember the
I think I kept asking you for more money, so you couldn't eat.
Well, I had given you your gift envelope, and then when I left, you said, did you leave the envelope?
Yeah. My wedding was a fundraiser. We did it the over-under.
Do the next one on GoFundMe.
We went way over.
Skip the nuptials next time.
Yeah, should have. Who do we got?
We have Chris on the phone.
Chris, what's happening, buddy?
Nothing much. Just sitting here dying, laughing, listening to y'all, man.
That's our job, to make you laugh every day. If we can't do it on the air, we'll do it in the bedroom.
Greek, this is why I listen to you, man. Your knowledge and your advice is unheralded.
Well, we appreciate it. Most times to listen to somebody like me, you got to go to Port Authority 3:30 in the morning and look for a bus in Nebraska.
Oh, good Lord. The reason I called, you guys were talking about women. I mean, honestly, why even do the survey? Do we really care if they think? I mean, isn't it? It's all about us. Once we get off, who cares after that? I'm going to sleep.
Well, again, that's Chris for the playback.
But, the concept of living your life and you could be married, for X amount of years or with the same person, whether it be a male or female, whatever. And then now hearing things like this that may not be told to you and, having the performance anxiety of wondering if you are actually satisfying your lover, that could play havoc on just about all couples.
Well, I think that's why people don't like to be honest, because I think if you say that to somebody, you're going to knock them out of the box. Mm-hmm. So you just lie to everybody, and say that. I mean, it's like the same thing with somebody, it happens when you're younger, not when you're older, when people will they ask about a count, like how many. Mm-hmm. That's another thing. People are never going to tell you the truth. Who cares?
Yeah.
I know I'm here tonight and whatever.
And they say with body counts, historical body counts, that females lie by approximately 50%. So if they are telling you they were with 4 people prior to your loving relationship, it's probably 8 to 10.
I was going to go out one night. She told me 165.
Did you take the over?
In the last 2 years.
Were you like Lady Bonnie that had was doing 1,000 men in one night?
I mean, who cares? Oh, I've never asked a girl that my entire life.
Oh, I actually did.
I can see you. Oops. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong if you want to do that, but I just think it's
I think you got to be open and honest with whoever you're with.
But is it really any of your business what somebody's done before you?
Got me pretty pissed off.
Well, I'm sure.
Well, there you go.
Well, what'd you think? It was Mother Teresa?
That's who I thought I married.
Yeah. Anybody good in bed's been in bed.
Yeah. I didn't realize I was with Debbie Does Dallas.
Go ahead, Chris.
And Andy, let me ask you a question. I mean, honestly, you said you asked somebody before. I mean, everybody has a past. You know what I mean? The only thing that really matters when you're with someone is the future. Who cares about the past?
I agree, but my mind at times, as I said, I start on the negative, G.
Yeah, of course.
And Chris. And my mind goes towards the old. I wonder if her attraction is still to this day to this previous boyfriend because this was better. That's the side of me that I can't fix, the questioning side.
Well, I mean, again, that's stuff that you got to work out. Like one night I was at a restaurant in the city with this girl.
Trying to work it out here.
It's working. Well, I'll tell you stories. You'll feel better about yourself. So I was with this girl, and Chris, you'll love this story. So we're across the bar, and these 2 guys are staring at her. I mean, like 20 minutes. And I looked at her, and I said to her, I said, man, these guys are staring at us across the board. Do you know them? And she goes, oh, yeah, they're both hung up on me. I had a 2-on-1 with them a couple weeks ago in the Hamptons. I kid you not. I was like, hello, room service? Full steam ahead. I said, let's send him over a drink.
But you probably felt good. You had the truth, and it didn't bother you.
I wasn't even. The only reason I asked because they kept staring and staring. I thought they were going to send us over, and she said that like on a dime, just like that, bang right out.
Good for her. Now, if it was a secret and it didn't come out, it would have been more annoying, I think.
I wouldn't have cared either way. I mean, I know I wasn't with her for a long time. It was a good time, and that was it. But I just thought it was funny because also the way she said it, she was so comfortable saying it to me. Mm-hmm. She goes, I feel I can say anything to you. I said, of course you feel like that. I'm paying you.
God, this is why Greek is the Greek. I love you guys, man. I'll keep listening.
Chris, you're the best, buddy. Go Panthers.
Yeah, absolutely. And Andy, you might kind of suck a little bit today, man. Dom might have, started getting good, and you might start.
Who cares? I'm out of here tomorrow.
Today.
Oh, today. Yeah, that's it. I'm done golfing tomorrow. I don't need to be good.
I got to go to therapy later. I just found out you're not coming in tomorrow. Chris, have a great weekend, buddy.
Love you, Chris.
Thanks so much. It is the Penthouse on a Tuesday, which is really Thursday. Caught you there.
Wow.
We're going to come back in a few minutes, and don't forget we got more of this and more of that. And also at 12:45, your chance to win tickets to Offspring July 11th. We'll make that happen in the Greek Casino. Just gave away a $125 gift card to New York Prime. The gifts keep coming, baby. Go Panthers. We'll be back.
No one gives a big warm hug like us when you need it. Come on, get in here. Tell your smart device to play Real Radio 92.1 on iHeartRadio. What? Let's see what's up with traffic on Real Radio.
A decent drive along your expressways this morning. 95 in the Turnpike, currently accident-free. We do have an incident on Southern Boulevard westbound before Military Trail. Avoid that area. Also looking at construction point to Beach Boulevard westbound at Hagen Ranch Road. The right lane is blocked. That's traffic. I'm Ricky Rousseau.
This report is sponsored by Dairy Queen. Hurry in to DQ for their sauced and tossed chicken strip baskets with flavor from the top, bottom, and everywhere in between. Try them today in Honey Barbecue or New Buffalo, only at DQ. Happy tastes good, only at participating Dairy Queen locations.
Hey, it's the Greek from Monroe's and Palm Beach, where all the beautiful ladies are. 7 days a week with a 5-star menu, open to 5 a.m. And if you like sports of any kind, or if you're a big UFC fan, the knockouts are there. That's right, at Monroe's. And Friday is Fantasy Friday. Dreams take center stage every Friday night at Monroe's. Fantasy Friday. Stop in Monroe's and enjoy yourself. Monroe's and Palm Beach makes a good night a great night. And that's where the ladies are. Peace.
Thinking about buying your first home? Now, with Third Federal, you can buy your first home and pay no PMI. Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. Private mortgage insurance, or PMI, can cost thousands of dollars over the life of your loan. And you may not realize PMI doesn't protect you. It only protects the lender in case of default. But at Third Federal, you can buy a home with just 5% down and no PMI. Plus, first-time home buyers get $750 off of closing costs. So if you're thinking about buying your first home, go for it and visit thirdfederal.com.
Even before you find a home, lock in 6.50%, APR 6.56% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-3RD-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. See conditions for closing cost coupon at thirdfederal.com/FTHB. Equal housing lender.
It's the Hard Rock Bet Battle of the Bets. 2 bets facing off. Winning side splits $250K in bonus bets every single day. Time to pick a side. Team underdogs or team favorites. Team over or team under. There's one way to settle this. Hard Rock Bet Battle of the Bets. Pick a side for $1. Win your share of $250K or more today. Prize pool to be paid out in bonus bets, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
May is National Burger Month, so grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's Sports Grill for a big burger blitz celebration. Enjoy Duffy's award-winning half-pound certified Angus beef original cheeseburger and French fries starting at just $8.99 with the purchase of any beverage. Plus, don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. That's Duffy'sMVP.com. And remember, at Duffy's, our game is always on.
Grab your shades, your flip-flops, and your free iHeartRadio app for the start of summer 2025. No matter where you go this summer, your favorite radio station, the music you love, and the best podcasts in the world will be along for the adventure. Make sure you have the free iHeartRadio app in your phone today.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZzzQuil.
ZzzQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZzzQuil nights. Explore our products at ZzzQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Real Radio weather.
I'm meteorologist Lauren Oleski for CBS 12 News. It's a hot one for us on our Thursday. High temperatures near 90 degrees, feeling close to 100 with that humidity. We'll see some scattered thunderstorms for us once again. Much needed rainfall for the area. The chance of rain is going to continue to increase as we go into your Friday and the weekend with an approaching front. Temperatures are in the upper 80s for Saturday and Sunday.
This report is sponsored by WhatsApp.
On WhatsApp, your personal messages stay private. So things like those selfies from last weekend's party stay between you and your bestie. Because on WhatsApp, your personal messages are yours. No one else can see or hear them, not even us. WhatsApp, message privately with everyone.
From the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
Have you been in an accident? Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio 92.1 is WZZR West Palm Beach, an iHeartRadio station.
Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeartRadio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
There's that bitch.
You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Dom sometimes treats me like I work for him. Like I'll be talking to somebody like Brian Mudd. He comes over and he goes, "Let's go, Greek!" Like with the hands up, like come on.
Hurry up.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what I think I said.
Come on, get in here. I'm like, all right, relax. I mean, you know what I mean?
Well, he's got to know who the boss is.
No,
I've always been told
he's the boss.
I've always been told you are.
Franny's the boss.
Franny's the boss.
Yeah,
Franny is the boss.
But she's out, so I'm filling in.
You're doing a good job.
Yeah. They have more clout with the company and life than me. I'm just a little bit of a cog in a wheel. That's all I want to be. Cog in a wheel. Right.
Well, Jesus was nothing in his hometown.
Nah, that's all right. Put me in that level. I like it, buddy. Me and Jay-Z playing Pinochle. It is the Penthouse on a Thursday, getting ready for the big weekend. And Dom, give everybody a heads up again on a couple different things. Why don't you tell them what's going on this weekend with Wave 98, 92.7?
The Treasure Coast Songwriters Festival is going on from Thursday to Sunday. It is absolutely free. A whole bunch of good songwriters that wrote some big hits for a lot of country stars.
It's a great
event. Be there. Yep. It's absolutely free too. That's the good thing. You don't have to pay.
That.
Yep. You just got to go to Pirates Cove and Resort or the Pearl in Stewart, and you can come enjoy.
Andy, if you're not doing anything Saturday night, Palm Beach Meats is having a big event with the Red Meat Lovers Club, and that's at 4812 South Dixie Highway. It's great. It's for a charity, and I'm going to stop by. Evan, who does a lot with our show, a lot of charities, is going to be here Saturday night, 6 o'clock.
And that just fill me in, because I know that Buddha has his cigar event tonight at Burton Max's. Is that what it is? And so this is this Red Meat Lovers Club. This is, I guess, folks that just enjoy steaks
and all different kind of steaks and different things. And he does charity work tied to every one of his events. And he's a friend of the stations and friend of mine. And so he comes on and we talk about all the events. Mm-hmm. And he has a girl who sells raffle tickets, Madison, who's like a 10.
Yeah, here she's got some ass.
And
how many tickets you buying tonight?
How many did I buy last night?
No, how many are you? If she's there, how many are you buying tonight?
It's not tonight. It's Saturday.
Oh, I thought you said it was Thursday. His
Buddha's event is tonight at Burton Max's.
Okay,
let's get Jen clear if anybody's getting confused. His event is Saturday.
And where's that at?
Palm Beach Meats and 4812 South Dixie Highway.
Okay,
6 o'clock.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, if you're not doing anything and you're totally bored, call me. Yeah. But no, it's always a good time, and the food's awesome, really, and it goes through charity, which is very nice. You can give us a call at 877-927-6969. One of the goals that everybody has or says that there's a couple things. People say, when I get older and I want to retire, I used to hear I want to move to Florida. But guess what? Everybody does that now. So when people ask me how Florida is, you always got to tell them it sucks. Because I tell them mosquitoes as big as ping balls, baseballs. I said, it's brutal. It's hot. I said, I was driving down the road the other day and an alligator waved to me. I said, it's crazy. You get out of here. You know, like your life, you tell everybody it sucks.
Yeah.
So there's no jealousy.
You got to keep the secret. The secret's out.
Yeah. How's life? Taking too long. So anyway, one of the things people always say is, one day I want to win the lottery. And if I win the lottery, I'll be set for life and happy. Now, Dom says he would quit his job if he won the lottery. And we said, approximately 2 to 3 million. That's the number. I would not quit. But they always have said that, and this article said that people have said for years that 70% of lottery winners go broke. And in this article, they debunked it. It was in Forbes magazine. Oh, big magazine. They said that's not true. They said a certain percentage in the 30% goes broke. And for most people, it's awesome and they enjoy life and they have a good time. But they said between 30 and 40% of people go broke. The 70 part, they said it came out, wherever it came out, they don't know. But it did say that that's not true.
Well, let me just flip it back to you. If you won the lottery,
yes,
and it was, I don't know, 2 to 3 million, you said you would not quit.
No, absolutely not.
Why is that?
Why would I not quit?
Yeah, what is it you would be trying to attain or achieve after you have $3 million? So you've got enough.
I enjoy my job. And every time I'm not working, I'm spending money. So at least I know.
So you need more money.
No, at least I know I got 5 hours a day. I'm not doing anything. I mean, that's what I look at it as. At least it's some time that I'm a little corralled.
Right.
Because if you wake up in the morning, you don't have anything to do, or no, again, you're looking at me who have no children, no wife, so it's different.
Right.
Now, if I had a family, then obviously you want to do things with your family and your kids. I'd probably start like maybe a college fund. Do something for that. Donate some money. Donate a couple dogs. Stuff like that.
Well, when you hear the people right away, you can get to the bottom of this. When you hear about like that guy in California who bought the 2 mansions and the Bugattis and the Maseratis.
Yeah, but he also won like what was it,
$500 million? Or something?
Yeah. Like he won like $440 million.
He's going through it though.
Yeah,
he's going through it.
Yeah,
and people are kind of suing him now.
Yeah,
saying that wasn't your ticket.
Yeah, but he beat that, I thought.
It's still being contemplated. I don't know if he's going to have to settle or if it's totally out of the system.
Well, he got the money.
Yeah, he got the money.
Yeah.
So he's living. He's doing everything you'd expect a lottery winner to do.
Yeah, when you win that,
cars. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was like maybe even $600 million he won. It was California. It was Powerball.
Yeah, it was huge.
Yeah.
So those type of people, you expect things to go. I expect to go very poorly, like most people would hear. But when you hear about the couple that was, what was it, north of Orlando and I think it was south of Orlando in Melbourne. Remember that couple that hit mega?
Yeah.
You've not heard a word about them.
No.
Okay. They got an attorney. He put everything into a trust.
Which is smart.
He manages it, and we're living off of what you would consider to be fixed income from the lotto.
Yeah. And the interest.
It appears as though they're doing just fine.
I'm sure.
And they're still sitting on their few $100 million.
That's great.
So when you hear those stories, you know things are going to go really well.
Well, of course, obviously, like you just said, they had a plan. They got
But her husband did quit the grocery store, if I remember.
He won again a couple $100 million different than $3 million.
Yeah.
I mean, $3 million, you get 1.5.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
And then you got a lawyer and this and that. And
it's amazing when you read the back. I actually have read the back of the scratch-off ticket.
And you get less if you want a lump sum, too.
That's the thing. So it says, all right, $5 million is what the card says. You can win $5 million for life is what they call it.
Yeah.
But it's a $5 million cash out. When you get the lump sum, it's 3.3.
Yeah.
Then you're paying your 40% or so, maybe your 30% on
taxes.
Yeah. So you're at 2 to 2.3 on a ticket that said 5.
Yeah, well, it's the same thing. Anything with big money, just like a lot of the contracts in the NFL. A guy can get $10 million. He says, "I make $5 million. Then I got to give my agent 2%, my attorney, all these other people." The time is that it's not what when you see in the headlines. It's the same thing. Same thing with a lottery. Like you said, you can get X, but if you get the lump sum, and I think a very high percentage of people take the lump sum because if you're a little bit older, you don't want to wait 20 years.
Yeah.
So you take, like you said, $5 million is 3.3, and then you got to pay 40% on that.
Right. Now, let's just say you take the 30 years.
Yeah.
Do you know this answer? Because I don't. Sadly, what if you die 15 years into it?
Everybody asks that, and I don't know the answer. Somebody, I guess, with a lot of. I'm sure you could leave it to somebody.
Okay, so they continue to pay it annually?
I would assume. I don't know. I could be wrong. It could be once you're out,
because if that's the case, you got to take the lump sum.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people always want the lump sum because they don't want to wait. Because, again, even if you're 40, you get hit by a bus tomorrow.
But sadly, coming from
unless
the
there's a bus strike. Go ahead.
Yeah, true. coming from the stocks world, the term annuities means you're paid X, let's just call it 7 or 8% annually for the next 50 years.
Yeah.
Far more superior and stable in the long run than somebody saying, I'm going to try and hit it for this stock for $200,000.
Of course, yeah.
You'll take the 7%.
Yeah, that's guaranteed.
For 50 years guaranteed, then you're superior. It's superior. So in the long run, you should be taking the 20 or 30 years for safety purposes.
Yeah, I don't think people do it because, like I said, for their age. You know, you don't hear too many lottery winners in their 20s.
Mm-hmm.
It happens, but not percentage. I think it's like over 35, and every like 10 years it increases about the percentage of people who win. Because it does seem like people a little bit older, younger generation doesn't play the lottery. Even if you look in a line, you don't see too many kids 20 years old playing.
Right.
You just don't. Dom, what do you got?
I have JT on the phone.
JT, what's happening?
Hey, what's up, fellas?
How are you?
Hey, I was just listening to you about winning the lottery. If I win the lottery, I would invest my money in something to make me keep making money to come back through, so I wouldn't go broke. I mean, I'd donate some money to my church first of all.
Very nice.
Sure, I can put my, you know what I mean, and then the rest of the money I'll put some money up for my children, and I'll put some money in something where I can, keep making money, where I don't have to work no more. That's what I would do and enjoy life.
That's great, and I think it's very nice that you want to donate to your church. That's a good quality you have, and very nice. And don't forget me too, JT, if you win.
To take y'all out to steak dinner. Don't worry, I'll take you everywhere.
All right, JT, I love you, bro.
Now, let me ask you, JT, would you do this or attempt to do this through an attorney and a trust where you remain anonymous, or would you go ahead and just let family, friends, and the whole world know that you're sitting on this cash?
No, I would do it anonymous because I don't want everybody to be asking. Because a lot of people come out the woodwork trying to get money from, and it'll cause problems. But I'm the type of person, I'm generous, so I would make sure that I had enough money to take care of my family and stuff, and then I'll go look out for people that need help. Like, I just go on the random, see some bum off the street, and I'll say, hey, I got a contest going on. Let's call Get a Life, and I'll pick them up, take them to the hotel, and get them back into school or something. That's what I do.
Very nice.
I thank you for that.
Very nice, JT. I love your thought process and what you would do with your money. You're a quality person. Thank you. Yes, sir.
Me and you would go to the cheetah together. That's what we do.
All right, cool. It sounds good.
Monroe's.
Wherever. I'm easy. Monroe's preferably, but if you're buying, I'll go where you tell me. I'm easy, JT. Thanks, bro.
My bad.
Peace.
Thank you.
You too. That's the other thing. Would you want people to know? Dom, if you won the lottery, would you want people to know?
Probably not.
So would you keep it quiet and not even, want to? Now, my friend won the scratch off for $1 million. A good buddy of mine. Nice guy. But he plays a lot. I mean, he'll play 300, 400 a day.
And let me just think of the math of that. That's
He got 600,000.
All right, 600. So you're saying he's due 400 a day, and that's what, 120 grand a year?
Yeah.
120 grand a year?
Yeah.
So.
No, he took the lump sum.
He took the lump sum of 600?
It was 60, and then he paid tax on it.
But you're spending $100 grand a year to win the 6. I was wondering if people actually do this because.
Well, he does. He just has a problem. I mean, you're playing $300 a day in scratch offs. It's not a good thing. But he wins. He's won a couple.
And I don't know how he does it because I go to Publix, right? And
he just goes online, buys tickets, but he goes to certain Publix.
All right, but he must spread it out. So he must go to this Publix in Delray, this in Boynton, this in Jupiter.
I think he goes to 3 in Boca.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I've seen him in action.
I think his odds would, and he hit, so what do we know? But his odds would be lower than going from town to town.
I don't know if he's profitable or not, to be honest with you. He's been playing for years, and if he plays $300 a day,
yeah,
I mean, that's.
I have been to Publix where I am trying to collect $18 on a scratch-off card.
Well, you got to go to the offices or Tampa.
But I'm just talking $18. So on all of his scratch-off cards, you've got to wait behind like 10 retirees returning their apricots.
Not if you go 7 o'clock in the morning. There's nobody in there at 7.
All right.
Yeah, he goes early.
I've even done that, though, where I've gone early here and there, and they go, oh, we don't have cash in the drawer. That we got to go up. Yeah, they act like... Now, they probably sell $1 billion of tickets at these grocery stores.
They sell a lot of them.
But you go to collect $20, they act like you're breaking the bank. Like they don't ever have any ability to get that money down to you.
Well, yeah, they also don't like if you ask for the cash. Because like they want you to buy it again and then the tickets. So it's like, say you win $50, they go, you want some more scratch offs?
Hell no. I'm cash only.
Yeah, I want cash. I want to cash.
Then they mumble and groan and they're looking to see, oh, they hate paying you.
It's not their money. So what I mean, and everybody who wins increases the money because everybody who wins plays more.
It's just tedious because they got to scan the ticket, and the thing's got to ring the bell, and then they got to go in that cash drawer and go, okay, I got 40 in this drawer. This guy who just won 50.
Yeah.
I got to go upstairs.
Yeah, okay, so go upstairs. I'll wait here. I'll be there all day.
But then you're waiting with 15 or 20 retirees.
So what?
I've
You
done
meet
it.
people.
And then they say, what ticket did you play?
Yeah, well, because, a lot of people are just friendly and they're, older and they're looking to just talk to somebody and have a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Like when somebody comes up to me and they'll say, hey, what do you do? I say, I'm a brain surgeon. And they'll look at me and say, wow, is that tough to become? I say, not really.
So you've turned scratch off into a dating situation almost.
Oh, yes, it is. I'm not a big scratch off guy. I mean, I really do. I have a limit, like maybe one every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
$50. I'll take a shot.
G-Man.
Yes, sir.
We have a Madison on the phone that wants to talk about scratch-offs.
Okay. Madison, what's happening?
Hey, guys. It's the girl from Vera that calls in weekly now.
Oh, how are you?
Good. How are you guys doing?
We're doing great, Madison.
Good. So there's a few things on the scratch-off. Well, first of all, on talking about Lotto.
Yeah.
You always want to get the lump sum because, one, we don't trust the government. Because, the first thing that anything's going to happen, if we ever go to any war, if anything happens, you're the last person who's going to be getting your weekly payout.
Okay.
Second of all, on the scratch-offs, there is one for the $5 Gold Rush.
Mm-hmm.
Their win out is 1 to every 3.2.
Okay.
So if you go in there and you pay $5 for 10, so you're paying $50 every time, but you have to get 10 in a row at the exact same place.
Okay.
You can't go bouncing it. You can't get 3 here, 3 there, 3 there. You have to always get on the same roll.
Yeah, I've heard people say that when the machine says 5 tickets left in the roll, and they're $50 tickets, you should buy the remaining 5. Is that what you're saying? You should finish the roll? Are the odds increased?
Well, technically, I mean, no, they don't increase. They're always the same. So no matter what, if you buy 10, 3 of them you're winning on. Even if it's $1, even if it's something like, I usually always make my money back. I will always buy $50 for scratch-offs for just those, the $5 Gold Rush.
Okay.
Just because the actual winning is 1 to every 3.2 or 3.4, I'm not sure. But you win 3 cards 100% no matter what.
All right.
If you buy 10 of them.
So if we go to the store right now, Madison, you're guaranteeing if we buy 10 $5 scratch-offs, we're going to win 3.
Yes, absolutely.
Dom, go to
But do we still end up negative? What's the prize?
It's on the back of the card. On the back of the card, it tells you right there the winnings are 1 out of every 3.2 or 3.4. I'm not sure.
But how much were you winning in those 3 times?
Because you're investing $50. How much will you win, as Dom
That's the
explained?
bet. I'd say out of 10 times I've done that, I have not made my money back 2 or 3 times out of 10.
All right.
So I'll make my money back 7 times out of 10.
Okay.
I love your math mind.
Yeah,
I love it. Are you?
So
That is an incredible math mind.
I'm a moneymaker. I think of ways to make money all day. That's just what.
I love it. Are you single? I love money makers all day.
Oh, unfortunately, that's what makes you single. Is because if we're making more money than the guys, they don't like that.
No, we love that. We're looking for many single guys are looking for math mind women that are making a ton of money and they're completely confident. And you sound adorable.
That's the key, though. That's the key. The completely confident part is the key. You know, they actually have a new. I keep saying the word statistic, but there is an actual stat out there that says 1% of the male population is the only population out there that is fit for women right now.
1%.
That's why we have over 50% of the women are single, and no one's getting laid anymore. There's no more. The population is going down. There was more roommates than ever.
Wow.
Well, American women can be, for lack of a better word, I feel very difficult. Okay, it's a lot to please an American woman as compared to like other women around the world. We are so trained in America towards financials and.
Yes and no, but let me start there. I don't mean to cut you off, but also think of this part. 70% of men these days have less testosterone than an average 80-year-old. So think of guys way back in the day, right now, they have 70% less testosterone now than they would have 50 years ago.
Yeah, I feel that on Grindr.
Our actual men are not. There are very little left of the quotations men left in the world.
Now, for the playback, that was Andy who said women are very difficult to please. I think they're very easy to please. By the way, this is great.
But we have less testosterone, and you're saying that is what has damaged our species. And I will say to you that we have less testosterone because of the female domination throughout America that's prevailed in the women's
100%.
rights. Right. So how do you expect us to have more?
Chicken or the egg? We had to step up because you guys have stepped down.
All right. I mean, again, this is what we love about the show. Everybody has an opinion. I think everybody should get along, have fun, and hit the lottery. And bet the Pacers tonight. Plus 4.5.
I hate when we go deep, G.
Oh, it's too deep for me. My God. Middle names are deep for me.
Yeah, that was very. That's just basic. That was basic consensus math right there.
Yeah, it was. It was basic.
I just wanted to let you guys know.
No, Madison, we always appreciate your calls. First of all, make sure you realize that, and we do. I like your opinions when you call in. You always add something to the
And
show.
when you hit that scratch off, will you call back and let us know?
Yeah.
I will. I definitely will. But just remember to do that. $5 gold rushes.
All right, I'm going to try it over the weekend, and we'll see what happens. So listen Monday. All right?
All right, cool. Sounds good. Yeah, bye, guys. Have a good week.
Bye. That's very nice.
Had JT call back up, said, "Hey, I'll date Madison. Give me her number."
Yeah, JD, yeah, he's in there.
You better be prepared to be submissive and just sit there and say yes. Like, I can tell that this is a confident female, and if she hits scratch off,
yeah,
I can't imagine you having much say in that relationship.
Maybe it's better with no say. Who cares? I mean, what does it matter? You know what I mean? At the end of the day, get on a little boat, just spin around a couple times, smoke a cigar, and watch the Pacers with 4.5 in your pocket, and just kick back. That's what life's about, isn't it? Just having fun. I mean, come on.
G-Man, are we putting all that on the Pacers now tonight? Double it up?
What you got coming? No. You're just one of my many outlets. I'm looking for that exact number from you. The quicker I get it, the more your tip increases.
Oh, really?
Yes. Yes. I told that to somebody last night. I was out and somebody had to drop something off to me, and I said to him, I am here now. The quicker I see you, whether it's tonight, tomorrow, or Saturday, the bigger your tip will be. I found 20 minutes he walked through the door at Strikes. Like, kid you not. He goes, Greek, I'm here because I know the way you tip. I said, here you go, my man.
Well, I got to go to my savings account for that.
Break off a piece. Hey, if everybody earns, you know what? Everybody's happy.
That's right.
Everybody's happy if everybody's getting a piece. Jimmy Kimmel, if you're going to buy hats, you got to have them for everybody. Just can't buy 2. I got to buy 3. Got to make sure everybody's fed. That's the way the world goes around. We started with the lottery conversation. We ended up with this, that men are really letting women down.
And your testosterone is not where it should be.
Yeah, but you can get that checked.
You can just get it added. You can get it added. I have plenty of friends that get it added.
Yeah, you can check too. And it's also going to be the person you're with. I jumped out of my bed today. I'm telling you, I could have slammed the basketball when I found out the Yankees won 1-0. And look at Tom shaking.
Oh, I bet. He saw my reaction when I heard that the bet hit. I was like, what?
I don't know what the odds are of picking 4 like you did, but it's got to be pretty high.
Oh, yeah, it's forget it. The chances of winning 4 are very difficult. But so once in a blue moon, you get it. But when it works out and you got it at 3 different places, you're like, oh my God, let's get some cranberry juice.
That's when you pray you had a lot of money down, did you?
Yeah, I had $1 and everything in here. I don't like personal questions. You make me lie.
Your Honor.
Your Honor.
I can tell there's a pep in your step today.
Oh, well, it was until I found out you're not coming in tomorrow. And I gotta go to Breakers and get a facial. I mean, you're gonna be on the golf course. Now, how much would you die tomorrow if you were on the golf course and all of a sudden I walk by?
Now, G's give me your phone number. I'm gonna be calling in. We need some live updates. How's it going? How much have you won, or how much have you lost?
See, that's why I like Andy, because he bets on stuff like this. You know what I mean? And I enjoy it. I love anybody who's gonna take a chance, and you're betting on yourself.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. I respect people who bet on themselves in sports and life and anything. You say, hey, you know what? I'm going to bet. I told this girl one night, I guarantee if you go out with me, you're going to have a good time. I'll bet on it. Like 2 hours later, she said, I'm not having a good time. I said, well, I lost that bet.
There that one goes.
You don't win them all. It is the Penthouse on a Thursday. We're watching girls softball. Texas against Florida. We have money on it? You bet your ass we do. We'll be back. Peace.
Real radio is the News Junkie.
I'm down to share my body with science, and you could play around with my body after I die, poke me with a stick or whatever. I don't mind.
Ooh, I just heard from science. They said no go, dog.
It's a no from science?
The News Junkie. Weekday afternoons at 3 on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
The city.
Las Vegas.
Make some noise!
The event.
Our legendary iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Presented by Capital One.
Live. Welcome. One stage.
2 nights. The biggest stars in music return this September.
To make history.
The world's biggest artists are taking this stage.
Stream live only on Hulu.
I said, woo!
Listen right here as the star-studded lineup is revealed.
Tuesday morning.
At 8.
Here's traffic on Real Radio.
So far, so good. I-95 and the Turnpike are up to speed through Palm Beach County. First responders do have the ramp from Southern Boulevard westbound to Military Trail closed. That's a look at traffic. I'm Paul Croft.
This report is sponsored by FreshFromFlorida.com.
Summer starts early in Florida, which means we get more beach time, more sunshine, and more time to enjoy refreshing, sweet, and juicy Florida watermelon. The best part of summer is already here. Locally grown, fresh from Florida watermelon. There's sunshine in every bite.
Summer's here, and you can now get almost anything you need for your sunny days delivered with Uber Eats. What do we mean by almost? Well, you can't get a well-groomed lawn delivered, but you can get a chicken parmesan delivered. A cabana? That's a no. But a banana? That's a yes. A nice tan? Sorry, nope. But a box fan? Happily, yes. A day of sunshine? No. A box of fine wines? Yes. Uber Eats can definitely get you that. Get almost anything delivered with Uber Eats. Order now. Alcohol in select markets. Product availability may vary by region. See app for details.
Progressive knows if you have to choose between everyday life and your RV wins.
What, are you going to take the RV to the mountains or go pick up your dry cleaning? RV wins! Are we cleaning the gutters or taking the RV camping? RV wins! Are we getting a new passport or cruising up the coast? RV wins!
Don't forget, you got that trip to Sweden coming up.
Oh, yeah, passport, then RV.
With Progressive, you can bundle your RV with your home or auto and save with a discount and spend more time enjoying those savings in your RV. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states and situations.
I'm Mark Anajar.
I'm Glenn Levine.
I'm Ellie Anajar.
Together, we're Anajar and Levine.
If you've been hurt in a car crash, we'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call Anajar and Levine for your free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE.
In office, West Palm Beach.
The riveting podcast, What Happened to Talina Czar, unravels the chilling mystery surrounding a woman's disappearance during the COVID-19 lockdown, the internet sleuths who wouldn't let it go, and the dark subcultures and betrayals they unearthed.
There were a lot of secrets that were very hard to find.
Listen to What Happened to Talina Czar on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow What Happened to Talina Czar and start listening on the free iHeartRadio app today.
It's the Hard Rock Bet Battle of the Bets. 2 bets facing off. Winning side splits $250K in bonus bets every single day. Time to pick a side. Team underdogs or team favorites. Team over or team under. There's one way to settle this. Hard Rock Bet Battle of the Bets. Pick a side for $1. Win your share of $250K or more today. Prize pool to be paid out in bonus bets. Not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
As men get older, our bodies change. We all know that. And often, we just accept the changes as the way it is. But some of those changes, such as bad sleep patterns, low sex drive, brain fog, no energy, and reduced gains in the gym, could be due to low testosterone. And that is something you can change. This is Jeff for the Atlantic Men's Clinic. And even if you're in your 30s, if you're experiencing some or all of the symptoms I just noted, you very well may need low testosterone treatment. With our treatment protocols, if you're like most men, you'll be amazed at the change. You'll have more energy, improved mental clarity, your sleep will be better, so will your workouts, and you'll likely find that your sex drive increases too. So give us a call today and make the change for good. Your initial visit includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on treatment the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 877-455-7300. That's 877-455-7300. Or go to AtlanticMen'sClinic.com. We have 7 offices across South Florida to serve you, including our new office in Hollywood, Florida.
When my wife and I got married, after both graduating law school, we didn't have 2 nickels to rub together. Ultima had to give me her gas card just to drive home. We never could have imagined that one day we would have the largest injury firm in the world and $25 billion in money collected and counting. As good Catholics, we had 4 children fast. They all work in the firm today. Our family protecting yours. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. But our greatest gift was years away, grandchildren. Today we have 6 and counting. It's the greatest joy that we have ever experienced. I think about them all day long. Our family promises to protect your family should you need us. Call us. It's easy. Visit forthepeople.com and make sure you hug your grandchildren. God's final gift to us. Morgan & Morgan, for the people. Injured? Dial Pound Law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZzzQuil.
ZzzQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZzzQuil nights. Explore our products at ZzzQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Here's what's happening with the weather on Real Radio.
I'm meteorologist Lauren Oleski for CBS 12 News. It's a hot one for us on our Thursday. High temperatures near 90 degrees, feeling close to 100 with that humidity. We'll see some scattered thunderstorms for us once again. Much needed rainfall for the area. The chance of rain is going to continue to increase as we go into your Friday and the weekend with an approaching front. Temperatures are in the upper 80s for Saturday and Sunday.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's new Frosty flavors. If you love Wendy's classic chocolate and vanilla Frosty flavors, they have some big news for you. They're announcing all new Frosty Swirl and Frosty Fusion flavors. So it's the same creamy treat you've always loved, now with a flavor refresh. A refresh on a classic? Gotta be Wendy's. At participating U.S. Wendy's.
Greek Trifecta is sponsored by Jason Weiser, attorney at law.
I lived on a commercial salmon fishing boat in Alaska, and I genuinely think that was the first time I've ever felt myself kind of like slipping mentally. I think Alaska does weird things to people.
If you're interested in hearing anonymous callers like this tell stories from their lives, check out my podcast, Therapy Gecko. You can listen to Therapy Gecko on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow Therapy Gecko and start listening on the free iHeartRadio app today.
This is Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast.
No lube needed. Wow.
You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
That drop was Franny, our girl. She was with us yesterday for a little while. She'll be back with us sooner than later. And Annie Quinn's done a bang-up job on day 14.
It's not easy filling in for somebody that beautiful and that smart. Franny, come on back and take your spot.
Now, in the studio today, we have a lot of things we're offering. We offered Mr. Quinn. We offered him blueberries, which he said are good. We have some granola, correct?
Yep.
We have some apricots.
Yep.
We have some water.
I can't believe how well you eat.
But we have no cash.
I'm sorry.
What, no cash?
Yeah.
Well, I want him to eat healthy. So I went this morning, and when I checked out, the girl was like, wow, is that your diet every day? I said, no, just today I had a good night, so I want to make sure I live for the weekend.
I got Caruso again.
I got Caruso. I don't care about Caruso. Caruso covered 14 out of 17 times, so does it really matter he didn't win?
No.
It is what it is.
You're not going to hit everything.
No way. I wanted him to win, but We punched our ticket with something else that was a lot better last night. So it's all good. We're breathing. We're living in South Florida. We're on the radio. Really can't complain.
No.
Dominic's in the house.
Yo.
There's somebody who can't complain. Andy Quinn's here.
Thanks, G.
Well, I know that you like to bitch a lot.
And it's growing. Like, I think as he bitches, I'm starting to bitch.
You got to deal with this. You bitch a little bit.
Of course. I mean, it's not easy.
Do women start to bitch after they're around you long enough, or do they just enjoy every moment of your time?
I'm assuming that after a while it runs out like everything else. Because if not, I guess I'd be with one person 40 years. Everything's got a shelf life.
Yeah, your weddings.
Everything.
Right.
Whether it's ice cream or it's a relationship. After a while, you just look at
it. Burns out.
Yeah, it burns out. It's normal. I mean, that's why you always got to keep your filter filled. Let's do a trifecta.
Riders up. It's Creepy Trifecta.
Always try to have a lot of apricots in your basket, Andy.
Okay.
Last night in the NBA, Oklahoma City, they punched their ticket to the finals. Great team. They led the league in wins with 68. Alexander won the MVP. They won by 30 last night. It's the fourth time in the playoffs they've won by 30 points or more. Take that in for a minute. 30 or more. That doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. This team is a machine. They're young. They got a great team. And you know what? Good coach, great organization. This is an organization who rebuilt. And it does show me, and if you follow sports, if you have the right person, whether it's a sports team, an ice cream stand, or a radio station, making the right calls, you're going to win. And this team did win. They got a lot of it with draft picks, a lot of it with trades, some free agents, and it's a combination. They're a very successful team. I don't think they're going to be stopped. I think they'll win the title. Tonight at Madison Square Garden, where all the stars will be there, and some people on the local radio stations, WFAN, says that's one of the reasons why the Knicks don't do good home. There's too many celebrities and too much made about them. Distraction. Now, Randall, who played with Minnesota and was with the Knicks for a few years, came out yesterday or day before on a podcast, and he said New York is not a fun place. He said it's not a fun place to play. The pressure is too much. Every shot you make or miss, you get scrutinized. And he said he was never happy there. He was in Minnesota last night. Thank God, because we had his over. But he did say he was not happy playing for the Knicks. And New York is a different culture for a lot of guys in all sports. Some guys like it, some don't. Randy Johnson came to New York and he hated it. He said he was at Trump Towers walking with his wife. And I remember reading this in one of the books about the Yankees, and I guess he had a bad night the night before, and people came up to him on the street. What the hell's going on? I can't believe it. And that New Yorkers will do that. They'll come up to you.
I went to Bat Day, New York Yankees Bat Day, and they used to give you, they can't do it anymore, obviously, it's too dangerous, but every single patron got a bat.
Yeah, years ago.
And
that way I think throughout the league, too.
It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
And you went to get your bat. Mine, I have it to this day. It's Craig Nettles, the third baseman.
Mm-hmm.
But Reggie Jackson struck out, number 44, struck out 5 times in the game.
Mm-hmm.
I'll never forget it. Bats were thrown from the upper deck. Bats into the outfield.
I can't believe it.
Yep. And prior to that, on bad games for Reggie, the Reggie bars were tossed at him.
And also when he had good
bars?
games, too. Because when he first came out with it, and he had a home run, they threw like hundreds on the field.
Yes. But that's New York's brutal.
Yeah, and that's what he said. It was just brutal. Some guys can handle it, some guys can't. Eli Manning, because his personality was very much like ho-hum. You didn't know if he won or lost.
Mm-hmm.
I was surprised he handled it, but he did have 2 championships with them, which helps. But Randall just said, hey, man, it's not a fun place to play.
The worst place, I think, has got to be at the old Veterans Stadium for the Eagles.
Well, the Eagles as a whole, now they're doing very well.
Yes.
But I think when their fans are brutal.
Oh.
But I think New York fans are, like I said, most of these guys, like the Panthers could walk right past you in public, you wouldn't even know who they were. A lot of golfers are like that, just as urban. There are certain players that you're going to know, and there are certain players you're not going to know. I don't know if you remember when Messi came down here for the first time. He was in public shopping with his wife.
And he got away with it because nobody recognized him.
Yeah, and then they started recognizing a couple people. But I'm saying a lot of people can go in and out.
Yeah.
Basketball players, obviously, they're 6'10", 7 foot. You're going to go, wow, who's that?
Yeah.
And assume something. A lot of guys in the NFL, you wouldn't even know who the hell they were.
Right.
You just maybe like, ooh, this pretty big guy maybe plays sports.
Yeah, down here, some of them are driving Uber.
Oh, yeah.
NFL players.
Yeah,
driving Uber.
Yeah, well, I guess they're not making a lot, so they're trying to make it up on tips.
They're Dolphins.
Yeah, Dolphins. Forget the Dolphins. That's all they'll be doing is driving Uber. So yeah, last night that's what happened in the NBA. The Panthers did win, and they're going to Stanley Cup for the third time. I got a nice text from our boy Johnny C about the Panthers and what's happened, and I think he said, I'm going to double check because I got to thank Johnny C. Florida team in the last 6 straight Cup finals, which is amazing. That includes also Tampa. And they're the fourth team since 1980 to make it 3 times to the Cup. Amazing things that you got to really think about. And the 8th franchise in the history of the NHL to ever accomplish this, to go to the Cup 3 times.
Oh, my.
So hats off to the Panthers. I mean, I don't want to say it's because of Real Radio, but it is. But since they've been with us the last 3 years, they crushed it. I'm just saying. Greek Trifecta is sponsored by Pollard Coffee Bar and Ice Treats in Deerfield Beach in the Cove Shopping Plaza. In a couple minutes, you guys are going to get a chance to win tickets to Offspring, and that is going to be, I believe, July 11th.
Yes.
And that'll be happening. Dom, are you going to try to go, or you can't go?
No, I'm going to try to go to that one.
Okay, we'll see if we can make that happen. And also, Andy, I know you had something about Nike. They're raising their prices on all their top sellers. That was announced yesterday, but you also had some other interesting stuff about the company.
And that's pretty shocking in and of itself, what you just said. Nike is going to raise prices. Now, we know why they're most likely raising prices. Outside of Apple Computer, which makes up an estimated 92% of their iPhones in China, outside of them, Nike is the global leader in producing product outside of America and trying to then sell back into America. So as their prices go up, that tells you it's probably pre-tariff related.
Yeah.
Now, the courts, supposedly yesterday, have voted down that these tariffs are legal. They basically said all these price increases the Trump organization is going to put into effect are illegal.
So now what happens?
The stock market ran on this and said, illegal? You mean prices are going to be blocked and stayed low? Stock market ran through the roof at the open. Trump and our current administration and government, I guess, are going to appeal this verdict. Back to Nike. Their prices are going up. They're, strangely enough, put into that category of, I think personally, this is just my opinion.
Sure.
Of the not cool environment like they used to be.
Nike?
Nike. Right now,
But Jordans are unbelievable.
Yeah, the Jordans sell. Okay, they've always sold, but
Jordans, I read, the Jordan brand does $7 billion a year.
I believe it, and that should be spun off in and of itself, in my opinion, to its own division.
Yeah.
But as far as the Nike emblem goes, it is not. They got involved in the political foray of woke.
Okay.
They really did. And they as you know, you get into politics, you annoy 50% of your customer base.
No
We've heard
doubt.
that before, right?
Jordan's favorite line, Republicans buy sneakers too.
There you go. So Nike now, I heard, is actually coming back to Amazon. So they left, and the only way you could buy Nike apparel was online. Because remember had the days of walking into Sports Authority.
Yeah.
You could get it. Sports Authority's bust.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Now
So
you got Dick's and Modell's.
You got some Nike product line in their stores.
Yeah.
I think some, but mostly you had to buy Nike online at Nike.com.
And their own stores, they have them in the malls and outlets. Nike's.
Yes.
Yeah.
Highly priced, though.
Yeah.
Like
Not the outlets. Outlets are not too bad priced.
Okay, that's good to know. Well,
are they real?
Yeah, that's another question. Is it real or is it Memorex? But this stuff here was only being able to be purchased at Nike.com. So now they're coming back. Their sales have been so awful as a stock and as a earnings for a stock traded company.
Yeah.
Awful.
Yeah.
They're coming back to Amazon, so now you should be able to order your Nike gear on Amazon for I would say considerably lower than at like a retail.
Now, didn't they also do a partnership with Skims, Kim Kardashian, where they said that they hoped that was going to boost the whole brand doing that?
They're on their second CEO now of trying to cut deals and trying to make this brand what you would consider to be Tiger-esque. Because remember when it was on his golf bag, and now that he is no longer with Nike, that's hurt them. They've given up on golf. They stopped making golf clubs.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, they've given up on golf. They have some retail shirts and pants, and I believe they still have a Nike golf ball, Dom?
Yeah, it's still there, but it's slow. It's been fading out.
It's been fading out. So they're walking away from that entire industry.
Wow.
So this is a company that is struggling. And A lot of the women are not wearing Nike attire. Have you noticed they're wearing, what are those pants called? The
Lululemon?
Yeah, the Lululemons.
They're very big.
They're going after those type of
And
brands.
plus Skims that she has.
Skims, which is, I think, a
Kardashian.
hybrid version of Lululemon, right?
No, that's Kardashians.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that's where she is involved with the also the NBA. We got a contest right now. We'll get back to Nike, and always appreciate Andy's input on stuff because at least when he says something, you can see it's credible. Give us a call at 877-927-6969. Tickets for Offspring and the Greek Casino. Give us a call right now, 877-927-6969. Dominic does many things around here and does them all good. He's going to help you guys right now get a ticket, get a chance to win tickets to Offspring. 877-927-6969. 877-927-6969. Again, Offspring. And don't forget tonight, if you see me at Buddha's event at the Burton Max's, if you come up to me, I'll give you a $100 gift card to Burton Max's on me, and you can use it that night.
Good. That's nice.
Can now also maybe you could use it and buy me a hamburger. How about that?
So you give the gift and you take it away.
Hey, isn't that life? Isn't that what it's about? You give, we take. Sounds like a song. Dominic's getting people on hold. We'll play the Greek Casino for tickets to Offspring. If you can go to one concert free, who would it be, Andy Quinn?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
You want to think about it? Think about it, and we'll play Greek Casino. Who's up?
We have Jim up first.
Hey, Jim, how are you today, buddy?
What's going on, guys? How are you?
I'm doing good, Jim. How about yourself? How you feeling, by the way?
I'm not doing too bad. I was out doing some photos today.
Oh, good.
Restaurant opening up in Westlake, and they want me to do the photos for their walls, so I was out there doing that today.
All right, good. All right. We're going to play the Greek Casino, so it's roulette. It's red or black, odd or even. First 18 or 19 to 36. What would you like?
So the last 3 times I've gotten through to you, I've lost.
Oh, wow. So you're due.
I'm going to do something. Yeah, I'm hoping so, and I like offering. So let's go with odd.
All right. We're giving it a spin. Spin it as we talk. You can hear the ball moving around. And at the Greek Casino, we always hope somebody wins. Oh, this is a good spin for you.
Got to try to get my son to go there. Last time I took him to Michael Bublé, so he owes the...
oh, that's great. You must have had a good time there. And what did you say again?
We had an odd?
It is 13 black. Odd. Winner. The streak stops at 3. So happy days. Yeah, good for you, buddy.
Nice.
Enjoy yourself. Thanks for always listening to Real Radio.
Thank you much.
Appreciate it. Just like that. Offspring. Bada bing. There we go. Odd. Yeah, Casino wasn't bad today. Last couple of days, it was crushing people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People killing this show, too, because it was going forever.
People were slamming. I can't believe it. Remember when you walk out of Casino, people, this little tip, if you win, make like you lost and you hate the place, kick a garbage can. I'm never coming back. Because then nobody will roll you in a parking lot. You know, when you come out walking with a little pep in your step, you know,
target.
Yeah, you're a target. So you got to walk out and go, I hate this place. Ah! You know what I mean? Kick the garbage can. I'm done. Rip up a ticket. You know, make like a fake thing.
I'm getting the divorce.
That's it. I'm done. That's it. It's done for me and Renee. We're over. 877-927-6969. The Nike brand we were talking about, but the Jordan brand, to me, it blows my mind because of guys that I know in their 40s and 50s, and when I've talked about it, something's going to drop new, they'll say it. So I can only imagine the kids like in their 20s and teens, and these are guys that have families. And my one good buddy Buddha and my other, they live for it. Like, don't go back and forth and talk about it, and the new one comes out tomorrow.
And they're aftermarket guys, though. They could be selling on Marketplace after they get it, because a lot of people are into that. They're flipping them like, you know, as a profit.
Yeah. I've had friends of mine send me Jordans to my house because they can't send them to their house because their wife gets pissed.
Wow.
And then they throw them in the mix.
Really?
Yeah. Because they're hiding on their wife. Because the wife is like, you're not buying another pair of Jordans, but you can't buy me an ankle bracelet from Tiffany's? I mean, what's that about? So, yeah, the Nike brand is taking a little bit of a hit. There's no doubt about it. But like you said, second CEO. But they are raising their prices. So if you do want some Nike stuff, I would purchase it sooner than later.
And I guess, you know, not to go ahead and promote them, but Amazon is adding Nike back on. So check your prices at Amazon first. I know that because I wear Nike golf cleats.
Yeah.
So Amazon is re-adding the Nike golf cleats.
Okay.
They were like $179 at Nike.com.
Yeah.
I think they're only like $96 or something at Amazon.
Yeah, I bought my stepson for his birthday a pair of Jordan cleats, golf shoes.
Nice.
They were cool. He didn't like them.
He didn't like them?
No, he wanted something else. But we got them for him, which was good. I mean, and it's a thought that counts.
Yeah.
And but no, he wanted a different pair.
Really?
I liked the Jordans. I thought they were cool.
Yeah.
I got them in white. Black are cool too. And some of those golf shoes almost look like dress shoes.
You can. They don't have the spikes on them anymore, like
Yeah.
the old metal type of spikes.
Yeah,
so now
so
you
yeah,
can
yeah.
wear them as shoes.
Yeah, you don't hear that, the clicking when you used to hear that.
Oh, that's when you knew the guy had some spurs under those shoes. And a lot of those guys we would get mad at because if they dragged their feet on those beautiful greens, Jim, they could scar up the greens. So the next thing you know, you're putting through their cleat line.
Oh, yeah, I get that.
That's a big thing.
Yep.
Do you deal with that?
Oh, I mean, there's a funny time when Scotty walked in front of, I think it was Cameron Smith, because he went to live. And they were both playing in the major, and Scotty walked on his line, and Cam Smith just looked down and looked at him, and everyone was like, oh, Scotty did that just because, he doesn't respect the live golfer.
Yes.
And it's as a disrespect. And yeah, it happens. People will say, hey, watch out, you're walking on my line,
I was playing in the member guest years back at the Office Depot Open at Ibis out in West Palm Beach.
Okay.
And they had the LPGA tournament in town.
Okay.
And they allowed me to play. And I was trying to behave so well because you got to remember with golf, there's so many etiquette rules that you can get confused even playing the game.
Yeah, and you don't want to get called out.
Yeah, and I missed the putt. So rather than putt the next short putt, I quickly ran up to the cup to grab my ball.
Yeah.
And just get it out of the way.
Yeah.
And an LPGA, what at the time was a star, female golfer, went bananas on me.
Really?
I was looking for the corner to hide in.
Really?
And all I was trying to do was get the ball out of her way.
Yeah.
While I ran up to the ball, I stepped in her line.
Oh, she got mad.
I did not have metal cleats. I had like sneaker cleats on.
Did you tell her, calm down, Denise?
She lost it, dude.
Really?
Oh, it was embarrassing as hell. My golf game was shot for the next 5 holes because I was so mentally destroyed by.
because you got yelled at.
What if I do something else wrong?
Yeah.
Is she going to call like the golf cops and get me walked out of here?
Wow. Did you ever get to talk to her after the fact and say, hey, I was in an accident. I just was,
I remember everybody getting their stuff signed, and she did not sign my hat. And she didn't pull away from it, but she made no effort to come over to me.
Well, again,
But she held it against me.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
And I didn't really know what I did.
Yeah. Well, yeah, a lot of times that happens in life. People hold things against you. Go, I don't even know what the hell I did. What are you mad about?
Yeah.
Bet the Pacers tonight plus the 4.5. And don't worry about anything else. And if it loses,
hey, good news. She fell off the money list. She's working at the pitch and putt now.
Oh, okay, cool. So it worked out well for her. So you threw the horns on her.
Yeah.
You're like, yes, Tom.
We had a listener email in saying that the price increase are part of Nike's seasonal planning are not explicitly attributed to the tariffs, actually.
Well, that's what I said earlier, that they're saying it's not, but people are assuming it is. So they're saying it's not. This is just something that we do protocol. It's a regular thing that they do every year, but people are looking at it. It's because of what's going to be coming down the pipe. So you don't know.
It's going to be a tougher sale no matter what. If prices are increasing, right, and the overall economy, in my opinion, just following it with stocks, is attempting to stall or slow. Now, that could be, temporarily. But if it is slowing, I mean, Greek, I just saw listed in the MLS for real estate. If you take in Dade, Broward, Palm Beach, and Martin County.
Okay.
We had under 17,000 homes listed in the month of April of 2 years ago.
Okay.
We just hit 63,000 for April in this recent trend. 63,000. We had under 17,000 for sale.
Yeah.
Now we have 63,000.
Yeah.
As people are trying to bail out of some of these houses that they overpaid for, that could be the canary in the coal mine that we have some sort of slowdown about to come. Because,
that's a lot of homes.
You can, if you got a choice between 15 houses that maybe you're looking to buy, obviously you're not going to go in overbidding, right?
Oh, that's why I like shift changes at Monroe's. There's a lot of variety.
Dear God. How did you get from A to B?
It always comes back to Monroe's.
How did he get from A to B so fast?
Quick, baby, quick, quick, quick.
My God.
Come on. That's what it's all about. It's all about
So
the cheese.
summing it all up, I think that we have to be on the alert. There's nothing you can really do.
Should I sell my house tonight?
Well,
I got a great offer for my house as is. Somebody wanted it, everything in it, gentlemen, and my clothes, everything.
Yeah. What about your girl?
No, she wasn't there.
But yeah, if the interest rates remain at 7% right now on a 30-year mortgage,
Yeah.
right, plus a little bit more in fees, I would say that, yeah, things are going to remain slow. So if someone came at you with a cash deal,
Yeah.
there's a chance if I'm in the profit column on that house, I'd sell it.
If I sell my house, can I move in your garage and walk your dog? Think about it. We'll come back. I don't want you to make a quick
Do you like
decision.
dog houses?
Yes,
All
of
right,
course.
I've got
Is
a
it air
big one.
conditioned?
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
I'm sure
I put
you-
a little TV in there for her so she can hear music.
I'm sure your dog house is better than most people's homes. We'll be back in a few minutes. Peace.
Introducing the latest way to hear the greatest station in the world. Tell your smart device to play Real Radio 92.1 on iHeartRadio. Our Florida Panthers have slashed their way through the NHL playoffs and into the Eastern Conference Final.
Hey, this is Evan Rodriguez from your Florida Panthers, and you are listening to Real Radio.
It's the last round on the road to the Stanley Cup Final. The battle against the Carolina Hurricanes in the Eastern Conference Final is here. Real Radio is your official home for Florida Panthers hockey. Catch every goal, every check, every fight, every face-off, and every victory. Not near a radio? No problem. You can stream Real Radio 92.1 anywhere on our free iHeartRadio app.
Low bar coming from right on a shot, and he scores! The overtime winner!
Florida Panthers hockey on Real Radio is presented by Precision Garage Door. Why settle for better when you can have the best? Schedule your appointment today at flgaragedoor.com.
From the Gordon Partners Traffic Center, have you been injured in a motor vehicle accident? Call 561-333-3333 or go to fortheinjured.com.
Trouble-free right now through Palm Beach County on I-95 and the Turnpike. That's also up to speed. Between Riviera Beach and Delray Beach, only going to take you about 21 minutes each direction. That's a look at traffic. I'm Paul Cross.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's new Frosty flavors. If you love Wendy's classic chocolate and vanilla Frosty flavors, they have some big news for you. They're announcing all new Frosty Swirl and Frosty Fusion flavors. So it's the same creamy treat you've always loved, now with the flavor refresh. A refresh on a classic? Gotta be Wendy's. At participating U.S. Wendy's.
Hey, it's the Greek from Monroe's of Palm Beach, where all the beautiful ladies are. 7 days a week with a 5-star menu, open to 5 a.m. And if you like sports of any kind, or if you're a big UFC fan, the knockouts are there. That's right, at Monroe's. And Friday is Fantasy Friday. Dreams take center stage every Friday night at Monroe's. Fantasy Friday. Stop in Monroe's and enjoy yourself. Monroe's of Palm Beach makes a good night a great night. And that's where the ladies are. Peace.
Do you have multiple broken or missing teeth? The care team at Eric's Dental Group, a unique dental implant practice, can help you use your Blue Cross Blue Shield PPO or Florida Blue to pay for life-altering dental implant treatment. Your insurance company will never volunteer to help. That's where Team Eric's comes in. They guide you through the medical insurance bureaucracy. They do it every day, and they're great at it. If you're ready to change your life, search Eric's Dental Group right now. ericsdentalgroup.com.
The riveting podcast, What Happened to Talina Czar, unravels the chilling mystery surrounding a woman's disappearance during the COVID-19 lockdown, the internet sleuths who wouldn't let it go, and the dark subcultures and betrayals they unearthed.
There were a lot of secrets that were very hard to find.
Listen to What Happened to Talina Czar on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow What Happened to Talina Czar and start listening on the free iHeartRadio app today.
Did you know even the smallest increase in mortgage rates can cost you thousands of dollars over the life of your loan? Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. It's true, even a 0.25% change in rate can cost you thousands of dollars over the life of your mortgage. But with Third Federal's new Early Rate Lock, you don't have to take chances. Early Rate Lock is the only pre-approval that locks in your rate at pre-approval, even before you find a house. Plus, we're so confident that our rates are the lowest, if you find a lower rate, we'll beat it or give you $1,000. And now through May 31st, get pre-approved with Third Federal and we'll pay all of your closing costs. So don't wait. Call Third Federal today.
Right now at Third Federal, even before you find a home, lock in 6.50%, APR 6.56% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-3RD-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. Zero closing costs on low-cost loans only. See conditions for lowest rate guarantee at thirdfederal.com. Equal housing lender.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZzzQuil.
ZzzQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZzzQuil nights. Explore our products at ZzzQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Here's the latest with weather on Real Radio.
I'm meteorologist Lauren Oleski for CBS 12 News. It's a hot one for us on our Thursday. High temperature near 90 degrees, feeling close to 100 with that humidity. We'll see some scattered thunderstorms for us once again. Much needed rainfall for the area. The chance of rain is going to continue to increase as we go into your Friday and the weekend with an approaching front. Temperatures are in the upper 80s for Saturday and Sunday.
This report is sponsored by WhatsApp.
On WhatsApp, your personal messages stay private. So things like those selfies from last weekend's party stay between you and your bestie. Because on WhatsApp, your personal messages are yours. No one else can see or hear them, not even us. WhatsApp, message privately with everyone.
From the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys Studios.
You been in an accident? Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio 92.1 is WZZR West Palm Beach, an iHeartRadio station.
Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeartRadio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Bring it on, bitch.
You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
It is The Penthouse on a Thursday afternoon. I hope you guys are having a good day, getting ready for the weekend. And we told you a couple things you could do on the weekend. And one thing is to go to Red Meat Lovers event on Saturday night at Palm Beach Meats. And that's at 4812 South Dixie. And tonight, if you're in the area in Delray, go to Burt Max's. They're having their cigar night. It starts at 6 o'clock. If you see me, come up to me and say, "Go Pacers," and I will give you a $100 gift card to Burt Max's. I mean, what else you want me to do? Come on!
That's a lot.
I mean, come on. It's tough. My shoulders are killing me carrying the world. We got Dominic here.
Hello.
Andy Quinn is in the house.
I was just listening to CBS 12 News during the break talking about my golf weather tomorrow, and it looks like the forecast for that event that you guys are talking about up in Stewart as well is going to be pretty good.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, we're dropping from 70% chance of rain down to 30% chance of, I think they said spotty showers.
So if it rains tomorrow, we'd be at work.
Well, I think I'll sit in the court and wait for it to clear.
All right. Enough is enough.
Yeah,
So this story was out a while ago to resurface, and when I heard this story, it could have went bad in a lot of ways because the way people are. But Tom Brady, when he was with Tampa, was, I guess, staying at a coach's house in Tampa. And this gentleman tells a story. You can look it up on social media or on whatever you want to do to blogs, where he was home and he heard somebody at the front door, turned around, and Tom Brady walked in. And he said, Brady's a big guy, which he's like 6'6", had 2 bags and dropped them down and said, "Hey, what's going on, bud?" And then the guy said to him, "What's going on, bud?" But in today's society where people are so crazy, God forbid if that went wrong, Brady was actually using one of the coaches at Tampa's home, and he went to the wrong address. It was the next door neighbor.
Oh, wow. I mean, we got people who are scared and shooting at Amazon deliveries, believe it or not, because they don't know a stranger's coming to drop something off.
Yeah, that's my point. Like, God forbid something happened, and Brady was cool and just walked in and just dropped his bags, and the guy turned around and he goes, "Hey, man, what's going on?" That's what Tom Brady said to him. The guy said he didn't recognize Brady at all.
Wow.
Then, after he got his composure, he looked up and he had the hat on, the TB, whatever the hell he wears. And he goes, then he realized, he goes, "Oh my God, it's Tom Brady." And then he said, "What's the address here?" And he said, "Oh, it's next door."
Wow.
But imagine that, like you're home and you leave your front door open and Tom Brady or somebody walks
Forget
in.
about Tom. If Giselle walks through,
Giselle.
I don't need Tommy.
But could you imagine that? Like your house is a house maybe you would rent for a while or stay at.
Right.
You would walk in and this guy left his door open. And Brady just came in and didn't realize it, made a mistake. And that's an unreal story. Thank God nothing happened.
You got to run to the safe and get your hats and your footballs and get them signed.
Yeah, she said, I'm sure he would have signed something.
Oh, yeah.
I think he would have been nice enough. I told a story about Alexander from the Oklahoma City Thunder. He gave a young fan a signed jersey, and those jerseys are worth $40,000.
Wow.
And he just gave it to the fan, which is so nice. Wow. But to me, like, could you just imagine, like, if you were sitting there and you turned around and you didn't realize it was Tom Brady in your hallway? And he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I must have been at the wrong house." And he said, like, he pulled out a piece of paper and he said, "Oh, that's next door." Could you imagine that, though?
I guess you'd be in shock.
Oh, of course.
You're saying, what? Is this real?
You have to be like Tom Brady in my house.
Yeah.
And he said he had 2 bags. He dropped them down, and Brady was really cool. But again, on the other hand, if you see somebody coming into your house, he said, "I saw the shadow, and then I saw the front door being open."
Yeah.
And I was like, "What the hell's walking in?" And then Brady just put down big 2 bags. And luckily, there wasn't anything that could have went bad. If something ever happened.
Right.
Like you said, people get spooked.
Oh, yeah. And people react differently.
Now, you think Brady would get pissed if he asked him to sign something? He might be like, "What?"
He better not, because at that point, I'd say the cops are here for trespass. You're signing this now. That's when you held him hostage. You're signing this thing now.
And you say, Dom, Dom, what would you do if Brady walked into your house or any big store? Would you ask them to sign something? Would you be able to think that quick?
I mean, you got to hope you have the thing for them to sign, too.
Well, you can sign a piece of paper. You can sign anything.
Yeah, that's nothing special.
Well,
I mean, you want a jersey signed,
How about your garbage can lid?
Exactly. You see,
a bottle of booze.
People get their skin signed.
Oh yeah,
yeah. But that's a very unique story that worked out well.
Unbelievable,
and then
actually.
Brady, obviously, like that story. Remember years ago that when Robert Kraft was at a gas station, he had no money,
right?
And some kid gave him, or some gentleman gave him $40, $50, and he sent him season tickets.
Yep.
That's an unbelievable story.
I was at a backyard gathering at PGA National back around 2008, 2009.
Mm-hmm.
And Celine Dion and her husband walked in as guests of the party throwers.
Okay.
I cannot tell you, I'm not one of these people that is into the celebrity thing, or I don't notice that you couldn't function.
Yeah.
She was there. You knew you shouldn't be looking. You knew you should just get on with the party.
Did she sing a song?
No, she did not sing a song. She was very nice. Celine Dion was very nice, and her husband, Renee, was incredible. Big gambler as well in Vegas.
Yeah, that's how she started the residency. Supposedly she had to
Pay
pay off
back
his
his
debt.
debts, allegedly.
Who knows that that's true or not?
Yeah.
But after a while, I'd be like, dude, did you ever win? Yeah. Like, how many nights I got to freaking play? She was there like 9 years. Like, what do I owe? But he discovered.
Every show he must have been at the tables.
Yeah, he discovered her.
Yes, he did, as a very young girl.
And that's the same story with Colonel Parker with Elvis.
Yeah.
Colonel Parker in the 70s owed millions to the casinos. That's how Elvis got put in there.
Yeah.
Same story.
And they're saying that, he was the early, I guess, poster child of ripping off an artist.
Oh, he definitely did. He got 50% of everything.
Yeah.
50%? Are you kidding me?
I mean, Elvis did not die with nearly the amount of money everybody thought he would die with.
Well, first of all, Elvis was really in bad shape. The only reason that Graceland ever made money is because his wife is the one who came up with that.
Right, Priscilla.
We should make it a museum, and that's how they made so much money.
Yeah.
It's still, I think, in America, the top 10 places that is visited
Is it?
every year.
Yeah. I'd love to go.
I went there a couple times.
How was it?
It was great. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
It was cool. Again,
It's got to give you chills knowing that the king.
I was all shook up.
Say it again.
I was all shook up. It was a rainy day. I couldn't wear my blue suede shoes.
Well, love me tender, and you'll be done with
That's it. No, it was great because my dad and being in the record industry and RCA and everything like that. But no, she's the one who came up with that. But yeah, the Brady thing still just blows your mind. Like, do you ask them for something?
I mean, and do you, are you believing what's in front of your eyes? Because when you see a lot of these people, even in sports or entertainment, on television, I've had the opportunity through a lot of charity events and such and whatnot to actually then meet them on the first tee or meet them getting out of their car. It's the weirdest thing to know somebody through a television.
Well, because you feel like you know them.
Yeah.
Just like anything, you feel like you connect with them because you watch them for so long, whether it's TV, an actor, an actress, whatever, a ball player, and you feel like you can go up to them and be like, hey, man, what's happening? And they look at you like, what do you want?
Yeah.
I had one of my good friends knew McEnroe, and he said that there were days like he would be brutal with people, and then days that he'd be super cool.
Okay.
But I heard the same thing about Pete Rose.
Okay,
they get, like my one buddy told me McEnroe was playing a charity event in Boca, and he was the tennis pro, my friend, and he said, like, this lady was giving McEnroe, like, a hard time.
Yeah.
And McEnroe, like, went at her, screaming at her,
Yeah.
like, you shut up and stop calling me John. You don't know me. Like, you hear stories like that.
I played as a guest in a golf event, and I was the partner of legendary baseball player Mike Schmidt.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget it. Like, to this day, I don't know if he was joking or not, but we were trying to. He was trying to win the event. See, these athletes,
very competitive.
Yeah, that's it. You're going to win. So he took me as his partner, Dom, and I'm on the 9th hole of the Ritz-Carlton Golf Club in Jupiter, which is now Trump. And you're hitting over water. You're only hitting an 80-yard shot over water, and some of those can be the most daunting because you're going over water and you don't really have to hit it hard. But
yeah.
And I'm up standing over my shot, and Mike Schmidt says, "Don't miss this." And I'm like, okay, he's kidding. He's joking. He wasn't joking. It was the weirdest thing because I couldn't turn around and say to him, well, then you come hit it.
Yeah.
But he was not kidding.
Yeah.
And I can't recall. I think I hit a decent shot onto the green. Nothing great. But I thought, okay, now I'm going to scull it into the water.
I think a lot of people are very competitive in all aspects when they get to that level. Years ago, I was became a little friendly with Michael Irvin, and he invited me to an event at the Hard Rock, and we were playing pool.
Yeah.
And it was Michael Irvin, Culpepper, me, and this female who was a champion pool player. She was called the Spider. And she had a great, great career. And I had a shot, and I was messing around, me. And she said basically the same thing to me. She's like, hey, take this serious. We want to win. And they were playing against another team. And
it straightens you up. You get nervous.
Yeah, and I looked at her. I said, look, my life's a joke. I said, so I really don't care if I win or lose. I said, I'm going to play roulette. I just came here for an hour, and I didn't even think I was going to actually play.
Yeah.
But, they're all competitive. I mean, I'm sure you play anything with anybody who, at that level, they want to win. Also, they don't want to lose because they don't want to hear it.
Right.
Like I lost a golf tournament. I did that. I mean, they talked about Jordan being like that with everything he did.
Yes.
He used to flip. They showed it on The Last Dance. He could throw nickels against the quarters against the wall and play with the guys who were security and wanted to win. So, I mean, that's just their MO. That's their makeup.
Right.
So they want to win, and they're competitive.
Yeah,
So
and they're used to the pressure. We're not. So
Yeah.
when we jump in one of their golf groups or hanging around them, and you feel it 10 times more than they would.
Well, I mean, yeah, I assume you would, but you got to also be like, hey, bro, I just knock around. I play this. You know what I mean? I don't play, 400 days a year like you.
Yeah.
I'm just banging around. And I'm sure if you told them that, they would get it. But I think the pressure and the competitiveness.
What I wanted to say to him is, I paid for the green fees to play. I can relax because they don't pay anything.
I'm sure.
Everything's free.
Yeah.
Or expected to be free.
Of course.
But I didn't have the balls to say anything, and I hit a decent shot.
Mike Schmidt was a great ball player.
Oh,
Number 20.
what a home run hitter.
Yeah, number 20. Mike Schmidt. And he lives down here, right?
Yeah, in Admiral's Cove in Jupiter.
Yeah, great. Philadelphia Phillies. I think he won the championship. I think he was playing third when Rose was playing first for the Phillies that year.
And I can't say enough about him. Honestly, Mike Schmidt is one of the most genuine, decent people you will ever come across. One story I do remember about him was somebody made some sort of off-the-cuff racial joke at a restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, he put an end to that.
Yeah.
He didn't even know these people?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Because when you're in these locker rooms and your best friend is of different skin color than you, you get extremely upset if you hear something off the cuff.
Sure.
So I was very proud of him
for doing that.
For just saying, I don't care where the hell I'm at. I don't care who's here.
Yeah.
And he put a stop to it.
Yeah. I remember years ago, I sat next to A-Rod at Prime Italian in Miami, South Beach. And the person put me next to him because they said, Greek, your ego's as big as his, so you won't bother him. So we're going to put you there. But what a dime piece he had.
Yeah.
Woo! I was like, Mingita. But everybody was bothering him. This one kid was really bad though, because some kid came up to him and he got pissed. He's like, "I love you, Derek Jeter," and you knew it was A-Rod. Oops. Yeah, and you knew he was not happy about it.
Yeah, they get a little perturbed when you ask them who they are. Unfortunately, I asked Mike Eruzione what hockey team he played for.
The guy for the Olympics.
He was the Olympic star player when we beat the Russians. And they introduced me to him, and I said, "Oh, what hockey team are you on?"
Yeah.
And I could tell he got a little hot-buttered. He was just annoyed.
All right, it happens. What are you going to do? I mean, who's perfect? What are you going to do? I mean, if you don't know somebody, you don't know somebody. And you just say, hey, I'm not familiar with you. I was just wondering who you are.
Yeah.
I'm Andy Quinn. Nice to meet you. Pass the cheese. 877-927-6969. That is the number to call. Are you excited about the Panthers? What about it? 3 in a row. An unbelievable task that they have done. Let's keep it going with the Panthers. Hopefully they can win and bring back another Stanley Cup to our area. It'll be 2, but it's just amazing that they've gone 3 times to the Stanley Cup, which I think is just a great, great situation for the organization, for the fan base. Go Panthers. I mean, that's a very sad go Panthers. Franny's is so much better. Yeah, hers is different. Mine sound like I am on NyQuil. Let's hear it again. Go Panthers. That's terrible. That's terrible. Can you play Misspeak for us, too, for number 2?
Misspeak number 2. Hold on 1 second.
This is for a buddy of mine who won a lot of money last night on the Thunder, took my advice, and he's been on Alexander for a long time ago. He's the MVP of the league and the MVP of the Western Conference playoffs. So we're going to play Greek Misspeak number 2. We always try to get something going. If you guys want to hear one, we'll play it. Jimmy put these together for years. There's hundreds of them, and he's done a great job.
This is your Greek Misspeak Review.
And Johnny, what do I have in my hand?
12 inches is a lot. It's a foot. I like doing it to myself, too. It's always cheaper. And that's our title sponsor for the locker room each and every Saturday.
Oh, absolutely. No ton of pendant.
The Dolphins are Friday against the Dolphins.
And if you can do anything good quick, take it from me. Make it last. No matter how you cut the lemon, you're going to get lemon pie. It doesn't matter if it's a guy on guy, girl on guy, whatever. Every Friday in March there.
I'm suddenly starting to feel ill and won't be at work tonight.
Yeah, I caught something. It must be Eric, my fiance. He's got ammonia, you said maybe? The rest of the day, balls out.
What's up there, BFFAs?
There it is. guys, great job by Jimmy. And
Guy on girl, girl on guy, whatever.
Who cares? What are we talking about here? I mean, come on, just have fun. It's your quarter, put it in the machine. We'll play your song. 877-927-6969. That's the number to call if you guys want to get involved in the show. We talked about a lot of different things today, but if you have an opinion on anything, you could jump in or talk about the subjects that we did hit. We did talk about the celebrities at the Knick games, and now they're even talking about what they're wearing. So what's the kid who played Bob Dylan?
Timothy Chalamet.
Or Chalamet, whatever it is. So he had a pair of boots on that were custom made, Timberlakes. And they're just, I guess you can buy them for like $100, but the pair he had were like $12,000.
Oh, Timberlands?
Yeah,
The boots.
Yeah, the boots. And he had a pair of those. And then he was at the Indiana game also.
Right next to Ben again.
Yeah, next to Ben. And then he got called out. And I think they were worried like they were going to get bothered by the Pacer fans. But, I don't think the Pacer fans were going to bother them because they beat them.
Yep.
Like if the Knicks won, then it could have been a situation where, they would have been, because one time the Knicks got close and then they showed Spike Lee and him and also Ben like getting up, clapping and everything like that and getting crazy. But besides that, there's nothing really to cheer for. And they're not going in. They're going in and out real quick. I'm sure they're at a stadium in 5 minutes and then get on their Uber and they get on their private jet and they're coming back home. Yeah, tonight is Game 5 at the Garden. Ticket prices will be insane. Would you rather go to Game 5 tonight at the Garden or Game 3 for the Panthers?
I'd take Game 3 for the Panthers because that was just a shutout.
Yeah?
It was like 6-1.
No, Game 3 in the Stanley Cup. I'm talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, because they don't. Game 1 and 2 are going to be in Edmonton. They win.
I thought you were talking Eastern Conference.
Yeah. Game 5 tonight, and sitting good seats.
Give me Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, have you ever been to the Garden?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a magical place. It really is. And when you bet and you win, it's even more magical.
I got to stand on Ali's special scale.
Really?
Yeah, because they have it in a tour, and you get to go, check it out.
Oh, that is cool. I've heard that. And is it still working?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
It's super cool to see, how old it is, and the history of. You walk around, and you see the history of Madison Square Garden. You see all the events that have gone through there.
Unbelievable, and that's when he fought Joe Frazier. One of the greatest fights ever. Yeah. They talked about for years. Remember the trivia question: who took the picture when Muhammad Ali went down and hit the canvas? Remember that? It's a big trivia question. People never know who did that, Andy. Never would guess. If you guess, I'll give you a lap dance. What a lollipop.
It wasn't like a Time magazine or something, right?
Time magazine cover, yeah. It was the front. It was the cover. Okay. And Ali going down when Frazier knocked him out in that
and
fight.
Who took that picture? I don't know. Who?
Sinatra.
Really?
Frank Sinatra. You can look it up. He was right there, ringside, and he took the picture. And it's a famous trivia question. He took the picture when Ali went down.
Unbelievable.
And people said for years, probably the greatest fight in the last, it was. Epic fight with him against Frazier, the first one.
Right.
And Ali got beat decision, but Frazier knocked him out. Knocked him down like the 13th or 12th round. But yeah, Frank Sinatra was the one who took that picture. Crazy.
The history at that place.
Oh, yeah, come on.
And I recall going to some of the Rangers games, and this is back in the day. Do they still let you smoke in the Garden?
I don't think so.
If you didn't sit below the second deck?
Yeah.
I have never seen thicker smog of smoke, cigarette smoke, in my entire life.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I
don't think you can smoke because you can't smoke in the stadiums.
You can't, but go to a rap concert in one of those things. You'll see some thick smoke.
Really?
Yeah. Go to see Travis Scott at the Kaseya Center, and it's another level.
Really?
You're getting contact high.
Yeah, but you can't really see, right?
But you were talking more cigarettes, right?
Yeah, you couldn't. So basically, you couldn't see the ice.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you were too high.
Yeah.
Because you were in this cloud of cigarette smoke.
Yeah, and he's talking about Babanya.
A mix. But
yeah. But I mean, it's two different things, obviously. But no, you can't smoke in a garden. You can't smoke in the Sport Arenas. No.
Okay.
Even a Dolphins stand, if you want to smoke, you got to go outside. Mm-hmm. You can't smoke in the stands.
Okay.
You can't even smoke at the Kaseya Center at all. Even at that little outside area, you're not supposed to be smoking.
They stopped that.
Yep, they stopped that.
Yeah, I remember because there was, when I used to go to Heat games, obviously halftime, everybody would go outside
to the balconies.
Yeah, right there, and that would overlook the water.
Because when I was there for UFC, they was strict. All these signs: no smoking, no smoking.
So when you went to UFC event, were anybody smoking joints there or no?
Mm-mm.
No.
Nope.
Just the rap songs? Just the rap concerts?
No, they were just people were sneaking their vapes. That was the thing.
But nobody was actually. But I'm sure concerts people still get blown out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure. I would think they don't restrict it. But at the stadium, you can't smoke. I mean, even in Dolphin Stadium, I don't know. I used to think you could go out, around the outside, and people light up out there.
And now there's no smoking on the whole.
It's amazing how. I mean, like you talked about the other day, people could. I never went on a plane like that.
Yeah.
I guess whatever it was, but I still can't believe you used to be able to smoke on a plane. That blows my mind.
You see Britney got in trouble for that recently, Britney Spears?
Yeah, she was on a private jet, right?
I don't think it was private, actually. I think she was in a regular...
Oh, was she? I
Yeah.
thought it was a private jet.
I don't know. From what I saw, it's a different story. They said it was public.
Okay, well then if she did that, then she can't.
Because there was flight attendants that came to her and yelled at her and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, there's flight attendants on private jets. And there are. I don't know. I don't think you could smoke on any planes.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, I don't think you could. I don't know the later law. Can you smoke on your plane?
Oh, hell no.
No. So, I mean, there it is. Yeah, she got into a little bit of trouble.
Rappers get in trouble with that all the time.
Yeah, and they let her out of it, though. She did apologize, which was good once she came there. Because I did read the article where they said they were going to call security and she would get in trouble. But she said, hey, I'm sorry.
Right.
I had the Knicks slaying 5. And it's the Greek. It's Andy Quinn in the house. Woo, one more segment. Oh, yeah. He's not coming in tomorrow, taking a knee, playing some golf. Oh, my God.
I'll be gone.
Me too.
How are you?
You can take off tomorrow if you want, buddy.
It'll be just you.
You can take. No, if he takes off, then I take off. That's it.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a team effort.
It's a team effort.
So maybe all three of us will be.
You got to run me your golf course tomorrow? We'll go have some egg rolls, hang out.
She's going to bet on you.
Yeah, of course I'll bet on you. I'll get some money going as I go there. Who wants to bet on Quinn? What do we got here?
I'm looking for a golf banker.
A banker. 50, 30, 30, 50. What do we got? Let's go. I have the little visor on.
She's got the clipboard taking it all down the bets.
Yeah. I'll have the cigar going. All right, what do you say? See? I'll throw some odds, and then we'll see if we can take a couple of these guys in.
Right.
And then a couple of your friends are in therapy. Maybe I can talk to them, make some money on the side. There's the Greek, Dominic, and Andy Quinn. We'll be back tomorrow, but not really. We're coming back first, and then tomorrow. Peace.
Real radio is the news junkie.
I'm down to share my body with science, and you could play around with my body after I die, poke me with a stick or whatever. I don't mind.
Ooh, I just heard from science. They said no go, dog.
It's a no from science?
The News Junkie. Weekday afternoons at 3 on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
The city.
Las Vegas.
Vegas, make some noise!
The event.
Our legendary iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Presented by Capital One.
Live. Welcome. One stage.
2 nights. The biggest stars in music return this September.
To make history.
The world's biggest artists are taking this stage.
Stream live only on Hulu.
Listen right here as the star-studded lineup is revealed.
Tuesday morning.
At 8.
Heard of the job? Dial pound 529 on your cell. Pound law, that's all.
Let's see what's up with traffic on Real Radio.
From the Gordon Partners Traffic Center. Have you or a loved one suffered from nursing home abuse? Call 561-333-3333 or go to fortheinjured.com.
Pretty easy drive through Palm Beach County right now. Traffic cameras showing no major delays on I-95 in both directions through Palm Beach Gardens, West Palm, and Boca. Trouble-free on the Turnpike and US 1 as well. That's a look at traffic. I'm Paul Cross.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Craftsman Days are live at Lowe's. Get a free select tool when you buy a V20 2-pack battery kit. Whether it's the backyard, the bathroom, or beyond, Craftsman has the tools to help you power through and get the project done right. Because DIYing is unpredictable, but your tool shouldn't be. Shop Craftsman at Lowe's today.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place. For changes big and small. Loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Do you have multiple broken or missing teeth? Think you can't afford dental implants? The care team at Eric's Dental Group may be able to help. Eric's Dental Group, a unique dental implant practice, focuses on helping patients use their medical insurance to pay for life-altering dental implant treatment. You may qualify to receive total full mouth restoration for just your deductible and co-insurance fee. Full mouth restoration for just your deductible and co-insurance fee. Eric's Dental Group is in-network with Blue Cross Blue Shield PPO and Florida Blue and work with most employer-based insurance. Your insurance company will never volunteer to help. That's where Team Eric's comes in. They guide you through the medical insurance bureaucracy. They do it every day, and they're great at it. If you have Blue Cross Blue Shield and you're ready to change your life, search for Eric's Dental Group right now. That's Eric's Dental Group. Your insurance company will hate it. Your family will love it. Step up and visit them now. ericsdentalgroup.com.
Hey, it's the Greek from Monroe's of Palm Beach, where all the beautiful ladies are. 7 days a week with a 5-star menu, open to 5 a.m. And if you like sports of any kind, or if you're a big UFC fan, the knockouts are there. That's right, at Monroe's. And Friday is Fantasy Friday. Dreams take center stage every Friday night at Monroe's. Fantasy Friday. Stop in Monroe's and enjoy yourself. Monroe's of Palm Beach makes a good night a great night. And that's where the ladies are. Peace.
That's your garage door. Almost broken, but technically not broken yet. And you know the old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? So you don't fix it, 'cause it ain't broke. And it gets worse. Until one day, 2 a.m., raining alligators, carload full of dry cleaning, you push the button, and out of nowhere, guess what's broke? Your garage door. At Mo Better Garage, we make that way mo better. A garage door that's almost broken can actually do more damage than one that's fully broke. Jammed up parts put an extra strain on the motor, rollers out of whack stress the tracks and the belts. Fix it early while it's still a simple repair and before your car gets locked out or locked in. How do I know? Because I'm Mo. Call Mo Better Garage and we'll come over and make it right. Because if it's almost broke, you fix it.
Mo Better Garage, we make it way more better.
MoBetterGarage.com.
Victim of a slip and fall? It takes one phone call to take back control of your life. Anajar and Levine will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call me, Mark Anajar, for a free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In office, West Palm Beach.
May is National Burger Month, so grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's Sports Grill for a big burger blitz celebration. Enjoy Duffy's award-winning half-pound certified Angus beef original cheeseburger and French fries starting at just $8.99 with the purchase of any beverage. Plus, don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. That's Duffy'sMVP.com. And remember, at Duffy's, our game is always on.
Wondering what a personal message with your credit card number has in common with way too many pictures of your dog? Well, they're both private. Because on WhatsApp, your personal messages are yours. No one else can see or hear them, not even us. WhatsApp. Message privately with everyone.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Real Radio weather.
I'm meteorologist Lauren Oleski for CBS 12 News. It's a hot one for us on our Thursday. High temperatures near 90 degrees, feeling close to 100 with that humidity. We'll see some scattered thunderstorms for us once again. Much needed rainfall for the area. The chance of rain is going to continue to increase as we go into your Friday and the weekend with an approaching front. Temperatures are in the upper 80s for Saturday and Sunday.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's. Big news, bacon lovers. Wendy's Son of Baconator is only $3 for a limited time. For just $3, you get crispy, crunchy apple smoked bacon, 2 juicy beef patties, and plenty of cheese on a burger. For bacon that just won't quit, Gotta be Wendy's.
MMJHealth.com. Get approved for your card today. Medical marijuana made easy.
I lived on a commercial salmon fishing boat in Alaska, and I genuinely think that was the first time I've ever felt myself kind of like slipping mentally. I think Alaska does weird things to people.
If you're interested in hearing anonymous callers like this tell stories from their lives, check out my podcast, Therapy Gecko. You can listen to Therapy Gecko on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow Therapy Gecko and start listening on the free iHeartRadio app today.
This is Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast.
They call me Daddy.
You're listening to the Penthouse. Now back to the Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
It is the Penthouse, the conclusion of the show.
I'm sorry, who calls you Daddy?
Who?
Who?
Whoever wants to call me Daddy. I don't care. I've been called a lot of names. Daddy's not a bad one. I've been called worse.
Will you be called that tonight?
Will I be called Daddy tonight? I don't know. I don't know what my night entails. I know I'll be at Burt Max's earlier in the evening. And if you come up to me and say, go Pacers, I give you a $100 gift card to Burnt Max's.
What if they call you Daddy?
We'll cut it in half. We'll make it 50. It's like that girl who was calling me Greeky. And she's like, do you not like Greeky? I said, not if you want me to answer. It's pretty simple here. It's Greek. It's not really that difficult. Let's do it. It is the Penthouse on a Thursday, conclusion of the show, last half hour. I know it's sad, but again, conclusion, a big word. Dominic's in the house.
Hello.
Hello. Of course,
big word.
Andy Quinn's here.
Thank you for having me.
We're going to get into a trifecta, and Dom's got a couple of things on his plate that we're going to discuss.
Well, I'm hungry. Oh, no, not that plate?
No, not that
Riders up. It's Creek's Trifecta.
Pacers and Knicks tonight at the Garden, Game 5. Are you ready, Knicks fans? Are you standing up? Is your team going to do enough? They might win, but I don't think they're covering. So we got the Pacers plus the 4.5. Run to the bank like that if you could. Jump in a pool, jump over a bridge, whatever you got to do, get to the bank with the Pacers plus 4.5. Last night, Oklahoma City, they made it happen as they punched out Minnesota. What a lot of people thought was going to be a series that went 6 or 7, only went 5. And Oklahoma City ended up blowing them out. Alexander, MVP of the Western Conference Finals. Hats off to him. That's 2 back-to-back MVPs. First for the league, then for the Western Conference. Next up, hopefully, for the NBA Finals. And the Panthers did it last night, a task that has not been done by a lot of teams. Last 6 years in the Stanley Cup, it's been all Florida teams, Tampa and the Florida Panthers. Hats off to them. Panthers, 3rd year in a row. They ended up winning last night. They were losing 2-0. Remember in life, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. They were losing 2-0, ended up scoring 2 goals right away in like a minute, and then ended up grabbing the lead 3-2, and then 4-2, and then obviously won 5-3 with a last-second goal. So hats off to the Panthers. They're on Real Radio. Please don't forget, you can hear them all during the Stanley Cup. And again, the same pattern. The Panthers will not have the home ice, which is great. We didn't have it against Tampa and Toronto and Carolina, and we beat all them. So maybe it happens again with Edmonton, and it looks like if Edmonton beats the Stars tonight, it'll be a rematch of last year's Stanley Cup. Greek's Trifecta is sponsored by Pollard Coffee Bar and Ice Treats in Deerfield Beach in the Cove Shopping Plaza. Peace.
So, G-Man, I don't know if you saw this story, but there's this ESPN analyst. She's a sports betting analyst. Her name is Erin Dolan.
She's a pretty girl, correct?
Yep, pretty girl.
Blonde.
Easy on the eyes.
Yeah.
Yep. And I guess she's having a little issue right now on social media because she's having some copycats out there, basically. Some people are trying to use her name, her image, copy it, and then request money from her listeners and all that type of stuff. Like, hey, this happens with a lot of our, famous people, too.
Well, we heard the story about a month ago, Andy. I don't know if you heard this story, where somebody, remember Brad Pitt, and reached out to the woman, and the woman, which I don't understand this, like, you don't know who the hell it is, and this woman gave him, like, what, $75,000? All her life savings, because Brad Pitt showed pictures of Brad Pitt, and he was in a hospital, and he said that he was dying, and he reached out to this woman, and They start corresponding back and forth, big word, and she gave him like all her life savings, and it was gone. And the same thing with this. Like, you don't think that's odd? This girl who's working for ESPN is going to be asking people. First of all, she get fired.
Yep.
That's the first thing. You're getting fired if you do that. If you went on a website and said, "Hey, I'm so and so from ESPN, and I need $800 to pay for my hair extensions,"
Yep.
You're getting blown out. So that's what surprises me. And then when people get into these areas where I know, they prey a lot of time on older people, not so much that they give them money, that shocks me in itself, but that they give them everything. It's true. I mean, it's
more than they asked for, even maybe.
Yeah, and it's just blows my mind. Even though the whole thing with Barry Madoff with him, with people, amount of money, a lot of local people lost big money. And again, not that they give him money. That's surprising. Madoff was different than this. But where people like tonight, J-Lo's going to call you, text you, and, DM you. And Andy, I need $800. You know what? My shoes broke. And you don't think that's a scam?
Mm-hmm.
Like, even this girl. And I know she's not super famous. And I know she's probably makes, I'm going to guess, in the neighborhood of $200,000-300,000 a year. I'm going to guess. I don't know. But I think you don't think it's odd that she would do that. And then the other thing is you're getting fired immediately.
Yep.
If that's true.
And you could also see the account that is asking. If it's not her official account, then why are you sending money to that?
I have seen things online, though, where you can be tricked about the official account.
Yep.
It's very hard right now to do the figuring out, the investigation piece of what's legit.
Yeah, and I get all that, but I'm always surprised that people are that easy. Where you hear these stories like the lady with Brad Pitt, and it was all pictures that were not real of him in a hospital and his kid. I mean, you're talking about a guy who makes $35 million a film.
Yeah.
And she gave him everything. I mean, it's crazy, and it's sad because it's gone.
It's unbelievable. I mean, even last weekend, I had heard that we were getting these fake Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office phone calls.
Yeah.
Regarding your kids in trouble. And they were coming in on voicemail.
Yeah.
And they were using the kids' first names.
Yeah, it's
so
scary.
they went and figured that out online, right?
Yeah.
And then people were reacting, and I believe it was CBS 12 that was reporting, don't respond, whatever have you.
Yeah.
Just hit delete on your phone.
Yeah.
But the tricks are getting so good now.
Oh, yeah.
That I could see that an older person who's not tech savvy and who is someone who is from the older generation of trust and ethics and honesty, I could see them falling for this. Now, what's shocking is it happens so many times over and over and over.
Well, I mean, again, you're dealing with people who are professional cons.
Yeah.
This is what they do. They make millions and millions of dollars, and they know just the words, what to say, how to pull you, what to bring you in, everything. So, I mean, it's situations where you're dealing with the best of the best. And like you said, in that situation, I don't know what it amounted to, but it's enough that she had to obviously respond. I'm hoping, and I'm thinking she probably went to the 4-letter network right away and said, hey, I'm getting this, and this isn't me doing this, because you never know who you're getting it from. I mean, you just don't. But it is amazing that people fall for it. I mean, because that's what you're really doing.
She had to state, these are my official accounts and pinpoint them, this, and this. If you're getting reached out by anything else, it's not me. And she even said, if any of these accounts are reaching out to you, it's not me. I'm not reaching out to you, to be honest. And then she was just being straight up about it.
Yeah, well, you got to be. You got to be honest, because you don't want to see anybody get scammed. Who wants to do that? Like I said, if you got an email from iHeart and say, hey, Dom, you know what? I can't eat. I got problems. I'm sick. And nobody knows. Send me money. And all of a sudden, people start sending you money. You know what I mean? It's
shocking to me that people respond to anything on a social media.
Well, because
I'm talking about a message where you hear these kids say, so-and-so slid into my DM. I'm like, what the hell is your DM? That's that direct messaging thing or whatever. It's shocking to me that anybody would respond to anybody other than a direct one-to-one text or email that the person is coming through on their company email.
Yeah.
Like, I can't imagine responding to people on the Facebook thingy, the Messenger thingy, and the Insta thingy. What is it you're going to gain by even answering people on these social media sites who you don't know anyway?
Well, I guess a lot of times people, with anybody who's famous or has any credibility or stardom, you want to be around. A lot of people like to be around them. So they're like, hey, and then they tell all their friends, hey, you know who reached out to me? Like you hear a lot of times when people, I've heard people do it, but I'm not in that, where they'll tweet something and at a big star and somebody will tweet them back.
Right.
And they'll get excited. Be like, oh, you know what? So-and-so tweeted me back. But again, where you're going to give money, again, that's where I feel bad. And I think it is bad, and I'm glad that she did this. But obviously, she must have did this after, you know what, some people must have said, hey, you know, she's asking for money, and I've sent her money. Or maybe the people reached out to the 4-letter network.
Well, it got to the point where she had to turn off her DM so that
Yeah.
she was like, I don't even have my DMs turned on. It's not me reaching out to you guys. You know?
Yeah, it's not good with social media like that.
And it's going to get worse with AI.
Of course. Yeah.
AI is only going to make this thing double.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's one of the bad things. Like everything else in life, a lot of things are good and there could be bad from it. And a lot of times we see stuff that the people who are committing crimes and doing things like that are smarter. And there's always that bad side of it.
Yes.
When a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Which is bad for her that she did this. So yesterday, Dominic broke this story, but it was after the show, and it went viral. I don't know what's going to happen with him, but Diggs, who is a pain he has as a receiver, he really is, and very good player with Buffalo, but, you know, he leaves Buffalo, Josh Allen wins the MVP, then he goes to Houston, he gets hurt, but they didn't want him back. Now he signs with the Patriots, and he's on a boat, and he's seen with 3 girls, and giving, looks like cocaine, correct? What they're saying? That's what they're saying. And again, for me, so then today, what he did on his social media thing, he showed training videos that he's training. Now, they said the Patriots are aware of that. They brought it up yesterday at a press conference with the coach. And again, you look at it like, dude, what are you doing? Why would you even do this?
If you remember, the first thing that broke about the story, the first thing I said about it was that the 3 girls that he's with are not any of his girlfriend, or not his girlfriend either.
No.
And they're all on top of him.
Yeah.
That was the first part of the story. And then all of a sudden, he just brings out this baggie, and it's just pink. And it's just like, what's pink nowadays? And in there, and it's not just cocaine. It's a mix of, like, you know, a whole bunch of party drugs all together in one.
Yeah, again, they're alleging what it is. We don't know.
Yeah.
But again, maybe he didn't realize, or he did know, or maybe he didn't know somebody was filming him, or somebody had their camera on. I don't know what it was. But again, it went viral. I don't know. I'm sure the NFL is going to look into it.
Well, and you're saying that he released training videos. What's got you annoyed about that?
Well, because today he released training videos like, hey, I'm training. I'm out there. Yesterday he's on a boat with 3 girls hanging out.
So he's trying to counter it.
Yeah, like today I got these videos.
I see.
Which is crazy. And you were the one who sent me the video and talked about it earlier before I even heard it. And then as the afternoon went on.
Oh, it exploded.
Oh, yeah. I must have got 20 texts about it. Like, see Diggs doing this, doing that.
And then the head coach was talking about it.
Yeah, now I thought one of my friends told me that his girl was on that boat.
Yes, she was on the boat, but he on a different side, and he still had 3 or 4 girls on top of him for some reason.
Wow. I'm sure he's going to play it off like, I was just kidding and asked him if they, you know, whatever, but it doesn't look good.
His girl is a pretty big star, Cardi B. You might have heard of her. She's huge.
Yeah, she's huge.
Yeah, I've seen her on the judging contest, and she doesn't take much either.
Exactly. She fights girls and all that type of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what's really surprising, that she's on the other side of the boat, and he's got 3 girls doing whatever on top of him.
It's amazing, because I saw her rip the hair weave off of another girl on one of the shows. I mean, she's tough business.
Oh, yeah, she was.
So he's going to get his ass kicked if he crossed the line.
Well, they were just at the Garden together for one of the Knicks games, and supposedly they've been dating, but who knows. But again, the whole thing of the image, what it looks like for him, of course he's going to get out. I'm sure the NFL is going to call the Patriots. The Patriots are going to call him. They just signed him. So I don't know. It's not a good thing. But when you sent it to me yesterday, later in the day, it went all over the place.
Yep.
It was on the 4-letter network. And I mean, the other thing with that video was gin clear. It was like somebody right there. It was like me taking
2 feet away.
Yeah, like me taking a video of Andy. Because a lot of times when you see stuff like this, at least I think maybe somebody doesn't know they're being filmed. I don't know. But I did hear, like I said, that she was on the boat. So I guess it was a big boat. Maybe she was in the back and he was up front and hanging out. He wasn't touching them or anything like that.
No.
There wasn't any kissing. There wasn't anything like that. So he could just be like, hey, I was just talking to them and I asked them if they wanted some stuff. But it's not a good image for the Bills. It's surely not a good image for him. So I don't know what's going to happen. I'm sure the NFL is going to look into it.
Oh, what about having that type of stuff on a boat? That's a huge break in law.
Yeah, I mean, it's the rules and the laws, just from what I can gather, feel a lot tougher on the water.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because they're quite stringent. I guess you're outside of what you would consider to be state-to-state boundaries. So, yeah, I mean, he could find himself if what's in the bag was really what's in the bag. I mean, because I don't know. I mean, this could have been a bar of soap, right? I mean,
Well, we don't know, and they can't find anything out now. The boat's obviously was back at dock, and it's gone, and I'm sure whatever it is, and I'm sure when he got back to the dock, he probably was like, people were probably blowing him up, his friends or people, and people he knows in his crew, and saying, "Hey, dude, what the hell are you doing?" Because there's no way he knew that because he would have stopped it. I'm going to give him at least that he's that sensible, that he's going to be like, hey, man, you can't put that out.
Unless he was already gone off the stuff.
Maybe. You don't know. I mean, these guys get involved in stuff. Paul Pierce years ago, he got involved in something and he was kicked off, and now he's back on Fox where he was with a bunch of people and they were filming him. That was another, again.
Meet my escort. Hey, say hello to my escort.
Yeah. So, I mean, again, when you're
back in the day, presidential candidate Gary Hart was on the back of a boat with what was considered to be a hooker.
Yeah.
And he ran for president.
And his career
dropped. It did. It went.
It sunk.
Yeah, it went there. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, he was done. But that's a different level than today because, again, today, everybody's, on social media following it, and then it spreads like boom in 2 seconds. So I don't know what the NFL is going to do, whether or not they're going to suspend him, look into it. I'm sure they'll look into it, but it's not a great look for him. But hats off to you, Dom, because you were one of the first people that broke it yesterday. And then way after. And when you sent it to me, I'm like, I was like, is he on the boat? Thinking you? Like, because it was so clear. I was like, how the hell did he get this? I mean, I'll show you the video after the show. But it was so clear. I was like, I couldn't believe it. And then her, I would never want to mess with her.
No, I've seen her in videos. Like I say, you don't cross her up.
Yeah. I think I wouldn't want to throw her a bad toss. She'd be like, Mr. Greek, out the door.
You're getting thrown off the boat.
That's all you got? You're worthless to me. Put my shoes in alphabetical order. Yeah, she got it. She's a tough girl. She really was.
Yeah.
Grew up in a tough neighborhood. Was dancing at a strip club. And one time I saw an interview with her, and she was talking about where she used to work at a supermarket. In the city, and there was a strip club down the street, and some woman said to her, you should be over there making money. Get out of here. And that's how she went over there and then parlayed it into a career with music.
Wow.
She really did. I mean, so I give her credit for that. But yeah, I wouldn't want to be Diggs if I was her, because especially if she thinks, he looks bad.
Oh, and the last guy she was with, he cheated on her too, so that was another rapper.
Yeah, well, again, I mean, you're getting involved with people like this, that's going to happen. I mean, and most guys are as faithful as their options. Remember that. Most people. Let me not say guys. I don't want to say that.
He's got some options if you look at who he's with on that boat.
I'm sure
there's
some
options there.
He's Diggs. But I'm sure, you know what? I wouldn't want to be. He probably got hit harder than he gets hit in the NFL by her last night.
Oh, I bet.
I bet she was like, are you kidding me? Yeah, it's one of those situations. Not good for him. Also, not good for him because it's a new team. Like, he hasn't played, like, when he was with Buffalo, he had 4 or 5 years in there, 6 years, whatever it was. He's had a resume that he's helped.
If Bill Belichick was still there, do you think he would be cut already, right?
He still might not make it to the first play because if they prove or it comes out that there was actually...
They could just drug test him, couldn't they?
Yeah, they could drug test him by the time it could be out of his system.
Yeah, but they could be, hey, call him up right now. Boom.
Oh, yeah, they can do whatever they want. And whether or not they want to bury it or not, it doesn't make the Bills look good. The Patriots, the organization, and the NFL. They don't like anything for the Shield.
Right.
So it depends or not how they press it. I'm sure they're reaching out to him, and it depends how he responds. Now, if he's like, hey, I'm not coming in until next week, I mean, right there. But what it's going to do is ignite them to watch him during the season.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's no doubt about it. But, again, a big video that you released. So remember here, if anybody's reaching out to you that you don't think is 100% sure, don't give them any money.
Don't respond.
Yeah.
Send them the voicemail. Don't and then delete the voicemail. And
well, it's on social media, so it's not even calling you. But if you see something and you want to do something to help somebody, help one of your friends, help one of your family members, or help somebody who needs help.
Yeah, you just can't respond to any stranger. G, I'm telling you, I don't care what the avenue is, social media, you name it.
Andy Quinn, we got to thank you enough. A little heartbroken. You're not going to be here tomorrow. I might be on the golf course trying to make some side money on you. Don't be. What is your handicap, by the way?
I'm playing to an 8 right now. 8 over par.
What do you think of that? Is that a good one?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Shooting. That's what my Will shot an 80 this past week with me.
Yeah. You think we can get the Domster involved there for a bit?
That would be a good match. Will versus Andy.
Oh,
Ooh.
yeah. That'd be good.
That'd be a good match, I bet.
I'll take that match. If you'll score keep and Dom will be out there with us, I will play that match.
And we'll donate all the money to charity. How's
That's right.
that?
Or me.
Okay, whatever you want. Dom, great job as always. I know you got a lot going on. Why don't you tell people tonight what they got going on at 5 o'clock?
Oh, you can come out to the Treasure Coast Songwriters Festival out at Stewart in the Pirates Cove and Resort, and at the Pearl. There's going to be a lot of good country songwriters out there. It's absolutely free, and it goes on from Thursday to Sunday.
Giddy up! Yeah! Andy, can't thank you enough.
Gee, and thanks for having me, by the way.
14 days. You've done a great job.
And Franny...
Longer than most of my relationships, I got to tell you. But I think I found a sweet spot. It's 4 hours. That's what I learned. 4 hours works. Anything over that, we're flying off the
You're kind of done with them.
We're kind of done.
Look, thanks for having me, and everybody at iHeartRadio, the audience, and of course, Franny, get better. And like I say, just please, folks, just put down those phones. You know what? Kiss your kids and your spouse and or your partner. And we're in the 50-free United States. We're right where we need to be.
You guys have a great afternoon. No Greek zone today. I got to get a pedicure, and you know things are important. You guys have a great afternoon. Pacers tonight plus 4.5, and if we lose, it's okay because we're hot as a firecracker. But we like the Pacers tonight. Love the Knicks. Grew up in the Garden, but guess what? Cash is more important than loyalty. Peace.
That some of us have a face for radio. Go to realradio921/watch so you can watch us make radio. Here's traffic on Real Radio.
Trouble-free drive on I-95, both directions through Boca, Boynton Beach, and West Palm. Turnpike also up to speed. It's only going to take you about 22 minutes between West Palm and Boca. That's a look at traffic. I'm Paul Cross.
This report is sponsored by Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather Injury Lawyers.
This is Scott Smith with Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather. Our purpose, legal power. Our mission, huge results. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. Help is just a local phone call away.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Do you have multiple broken or missing teeth? Think you can't afford dental implants? The care team at Eric's Dental Group may be able to help. Eric's Dental Group, a unique dental implant practice, focuses on helping patients use their medical insurance to pay for life-altering dental implant treatment. You may qualify to receive total full mouth restoration for just your deductible and co-insurance fee. Full mouth restoration for just your deductible and co-insurance fee. Eric's Dental Group is in-network with Blue Cross Blue Shield PPO and Florida Blue and work with most employer-based insurance. Your insurance company will never volunteer to help. That's where Team Eric's comes in. They guide you through the medical insurance bureaucracy. They do it every day, and they're great at it. If you have Blue Cross Blue Shield and you're ready to change your life, search for Eric's Dental Group right now. That's Eric's Dental Group. Your insurance company will hate it. Your family will love it. Step up and visit them now. ericsdentalgroup.com.
Did you know even the smallest increase in mortgage rates can cost you thousands of dollars over the life of your loan? Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. It's true, even a 0.25% change in rate can cost you thousands of dollars over the life of your mortgage. But with Third Federal's new Early Rate Lock, you don't have to take chances. Early Rate Lock is the only pre-approval that locks in your rate at pre-approval, even before you find a house. Plus, we're so confident that our rates are the lowest, if you find a lower rate, we'll beat it or give you $1,000. And now through May 31st, get pre-approved with Third Federal and we'll pay all of your closing costs. So don't wait. Call Third Federal today.
Right now at Third Federal, even before you find a home, lock in 6.50%, APR 6.56% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-3RD-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. Zero closing costs on low-cost loans only. See conditions for lowest rate guarantee at thirdfederal.com. Equal housing lender.
I've always gotten tons of UTIs. Cranberry products never worked for me, and I was desperate for a way to be proactive. I'm Jenna Ryan, CEO and founder of Eucora. We've worked with doctors to develop effective urinary tract health products. Just mix a packet of Eucora with water and drink it when you need support.